Hey, buenos días. Good morning. Buenas tardes to those in the afternoon. Uh, I am here. Who's here? I see three people.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, Katie. Katie's here.
All right.
So,
Oh, we're
Erica.
live?
Oh, yes, we are live.
You hit the button while I was closing the laundry room door. Okay. Hi,
Well,
guys.
hey, Salacious. Hey. Uh, um, we. I don't know if we should just get going
Yeah, let me
or wait
share
for a
out your
couple of people to
stream
come
on
in.
Twitter so I can get some people in here.
Sure, yeah.
Although, like, all the best people are already here. I see them here. So I guess, we don't
Well,
really need to do that.
my I don't know what's wrong with my where I'm looking at, but I'm still seeing a big fat zero.
I see
So
number two. I see
number
Little
two, hey,
Chihuahua,
little Chihuahua. Okay, I just saw him. I just saw the messages come in. Hey guys.
Society Red, Erica. Nice to see you all. Let's see. How do I
Well,
share?
I know my device sucks. I still got a big fat zero while I see all these messages come in. Hey, little Chihuahua, big world. Well, guys, I felt inspired today. Of course, you guys know, and first of all, let me just say about the last stream that I had. It was something personal, and I think I was mostly reacting because I swear to you guys, I had just got the news maybe like not more than an hour before I did that live. So I think I was just more venting, like react venting to the news. So I privated that live because I think it was a very personal moment for me. So that's the only reason why I privated it. But uh, yeah, so that's just to let you guys know that I'm gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Those things are part of life, and we go through it. I'd like to thank everybody who stepped up and you know offered me uh, a shoulder to talk to, a shoulder to cry on, excuse me, and a ear to talk to. And I appreciate you guys a lot for doing that for me. I'm never gonna forget it. So just to get that out of the way.
I
The
actually missed that stream, but number two texted me. It was my mom's birthday. I was at my mom's birthday party.
Yeah.
So my condolences because she texted me and told me what was going on. And I don't know if she did, but I told her to tell you in the chat to send my condolences to you. I just
I'm
couldn't.
I'm
I couldn't
I'm sure
jump
she
on.
did. I'm
Yeah.
sure she did. I got so much love from everybody that, I kid you not, that when I was done with all the services, the first thing I wanted to do was come on here and see how you guys are doing because I got so much support and so many people, you know, coming out to see how I was doing. So, I appreciate you guys for that, and I hope you guys know that it's I'll be okay. I know that I came at it really raw with emotion, but trust me when I tell you guys that, like, that's the way I cope. I let it all out. I don't necessarily hold anything back. Sometimes to to my detriment, but I've 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 made a pact with myself that I was never gonna be dishonest about who I was, and one of the things that I am is somebody who wears his emotions on his sleeve. So I'm not gonna apologize for it, but I'll let you know
Yes. You
that
are
that what.
definitely unapologetically you. And I think that's what people like about you, Jerry.
Thanks. And I really do care about you guys. You guys are so cool. From little Chihuahua to Salacious to Scotto. Scotto, I see you there. Hey, buddy. Uh, to you, Katie. I mean, I'm glad I met you too. You're great. I mean, just the fact that you let me meet your number two. Awesome, awesome,
I
awesome.
see some of my people have showed up in the chat too. So I want to say hello to Woofy, who does my intro music, by the way. I know we were talking about my outro music a minute ago. Steven's here. I saw him. Arvolt. A few of my people came. So that's good. Y'all
Oh, you guys are
subscribe to
awesome.
Jerry because we're trying to get him to 500 so he can get monetized. So if you're not subscribed, please do that. It doesn't cost you anything. It gives Jerry some endorphins when he sees that subscriber count tick up. You
Oh,
know.
it does. It does. I'm what is that? Elijah Buff? What's that guy's name? When he's all like, just do it.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
do it. What's his name?
It's escaping me now, but
I know,
yes.
yeah. I'm just like every time I see that number go up, I'm like, yeah, yeah, subscribe, just do it.
What is his
Would you guys-
name? There's a whole song that I have in my head. I can't think of the guy's name.
Someone's gonna tell us.
Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. Why do I think that's like a made up name? I always think that's one of his movie names.
Have you heard the Shia LaBeouf song?
I think I have, but it
All right.
escapes me right
It's
now.
hilarious. It's a comedy one, yeah.
I'm sure.
Maybe I'll find it and I'll play it.
Oh no, oh no! DMA could never come with the testosterone fueled "just do it" that Shia LaBeouf could come with. DMA's is too like DMA is. I'm even surprised that even he produces testosterone because of how much he bitches. But but I'm not here to test that science. What what I am doing today, because when I was in between, going through the services and stuff like that, I didn't want to consume too much fodder stuff because I figured I was like, man, I don't want to listen to anything that they're saying. So I decided to go look for like neutral, like cam videos and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
instead, I stumbled on these frauditor supporter videos, and I've seen them a few times, and sometimes, like I've characterized them as people who are kind of confused, who think they're seeing something that they're not.
Yeah.
But I never really like looked into them. Like I never really like gave them a good hard look. Maybe the hardest I ever like really concentrated on was when I was with Hez and he was breaking one of the videos down. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I was watching some of those videos in between services, and I was really focused on them because I just wanted to escape. And so as I'm listening to them, I'm just like, I don't I don't know if this person is really that stupid, or if these people are just taking advantage of people who are simple minded in this whole, you know, us versus police, narrative that's been spun, recently. You know what I mean?
Well, they're
Because
either they're stupid, evil, or lying. And this is a
right,
Venn diagram that was created by the dumb stream. Stephen Ingram is in the chat right now, where I think a lot of times it's a combination of both. So if you picture a Venn diagram with those three circles and they intersect in the middle, I think that's where most of them are coming from.
right, and I think that in my in my approach to deciding to focus on a couple of these videos or a couple of these people's channels, I think I've found what I think is probably the worst of all of them, and you won't at the end. You guys are not going to be expecting it to be this person, but I do believe this channel is probably eith- either the most dangerous when it comes to filling people's minds with information that they shouldn't have, and two, trying to bring a form of legitimacy and you know kind of journalistic acumen that the regular frauditors don't bring. Like the regular frauditors, we can debunk them, we can like laugh at them because they do the stupid things in front of us. But the people who take that information and then spin it in a way that looks more legitimate, it can fool more people. And so I think that the last video that I gave you to share is gonna be I think something that we need to go over so like that we can help people see what these people are trying to hide from them.
Yeah. I have the first one queued up. You said there was only parts of it that you wanted to play, so if you just tell me the
Yeah,
time.
I wanted to get through it quick because I know you guys ain't cool. You guys don't really like LIA, but I wanted to bring it up just to set the example of somebody who's a straight up someone who's just straight up lying, right? We call him liar because he's not honest. He's not doing any.
Also, if you see videos of him, his pants are actually on fire, so that's how you know.
Right? Yes. Yeah, that's why he has to be close to fire departments and stuff, because he needs to get put on constantly. But yeah, so I just want to go through real quick just so we can set the parameters as far as like, if nobody, somebody stumbles across, they understand what I'm talking about as far as like, someone who's a complete liar and just does this for the grift.
All right. Somebody type in the chat hashtag press the button, Jerry.
Oh. I'll get used to this. I'll do it.
Tell me what timestamp. You want me to just start it and then?
Yeah, just kind of, you can get past the intro and stuff like that, because I know it's and by the way, some of these videos I got from La Familia TV, or Familia TV. If you're not sub to them. Yeah, so this is, just to preface the video real quick, this is LIA going back to that same police department that he went to, or I guess it's supposed to be like a specific building for like internal affairs and where you get FOIA requests or whatever. But you see, this office, and this is how these guys are such liars and stuff like that. This office is a like appointment only office, and Reyes never says anything about that during these videos. What he does is that he goes to this office acting like it's a public office, like any office that you could go into. But it doesn't work that way. You have to have an appointment in order to go to that office and do your business. Now, he gets into it with a sheriff. The sheriff is a no-nonsense sheriff, so that's going to be kind of fun. You're going to see Reyes get punked like he always does. But it's funny because this officer is obviously all in his rights to do what he does, but Reyes is going to act like he got his rights were violated and call Martin Luther King Jr. You should be rolling in his grave because Reyes cannot film in this public building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go ahead and get it started from if you can get past just up to where you see him in the confrontation with the officer.
Is this it?
Yeah, right there.
All right, let me.
After being acknowledging that he was at the wrong location, he was looking for internal affairs, and that location did not have an office for internal affairs. A sergeant there was giving him prior directions to where to go, and they both acknowledged that they were done with each other and that he was on his way to go to the proper location where internal affairs was. But as we all know, Sean likes to push buttons. Sean can tell when he has a victim. Okay, he knew that the sergeant wasn't all that happy being recorded, so he continued to record the sergeant after the sergeant acknowledged, okay, business was done, he's on his way, but not Sean. Sean stood there like the idiot that he is to continue to record this man. Hey, and unfortunately, the man blew up. Well, let's just say in his intro of this video, he states that he's going back and hopefully he runs into him to ask him if he feels sorry for what he did. Think about it, guys. If you have a bad interaction at a particular location, why would you return to that location to find out if the individual who put hands that you feel put hands on you, you're going back to that location to ask them if you feel sorry for what you did? Now tell me that that's not looking for problems. Okay, let's get into the video. Let me point out a few things to you. And I'm telling you, his own subscribers don't pick up on the bullshit that he does. They're just so far up his ass that they can't think right. They can't think for themselves. Oh my God. Let's get into the video.
You have your outlet to make your complaint. We give you plenty of outlets to make your complaint.
Yeah.
And we've offered them all to you. You have the paperwork, right, to make your complaint?
Yeah, they just gave me the complaint.
Okay. Yeah. You can go right ahead. Right ahead, sir.
But this is part of a thing that I'm going to fill this out, but
Fantastic.
I want to speak with somebody who can help me.
Okay, well then you can call IA or you can go there, and if they have time to speak to you, they'll speak to you. But you have your outlet. You can go online and you can get the phone numbers.
Yeah.
You've given we want to entertain your complaint through the proper channels. You want to make a complaint,
which is through internal affairs.
Yep,
That's the proper
so you can
channels.
give them that. Yep.
I will go speak to them personally.
Have a great day.
You too.
Nice talking to you.
You as well.
I'll be right with you guys. You're all set here?
Yeah, is this my computer that's buffering like this, or is this the video? Is this just how it is?
I chat because I don't remember if it buffered when I was watching it.
It's like jumping. The video's jumping, but the audio sounds good.
You all said here.
It just wants to
I
jump,
think it's
jump,
his.
video, jump. Oh,
I think that's just how it is. I don't think because it's not, everything else looks fine. I think that who is this that's I think it's whatever equipment he has is not
it's
good.
possible. It's Long Island Audits.
Yeah.
Long Island Audits.
He's
Back
an
again
idiot.
with another bad life choice.
Well, yeah,
Right.
there's nothing else obviously you can help me out with at this
Okay,
point.
so you're all set. So you're going to go to IA right now, correct?
Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
there.
All right.
I'm going to be going.
Okay.
I'm going to be going.
Okay. So you're going to stand here with your cell phone on.
I thought you were busy. I thought you were a
I
busy
am.
man.
I am
so,
busy.
So you should
am.
get to work
I should get to work. Is that what you're telling me?
if you're busy.
Oh,
Shit.
You're gonna do an interference.
His body camera's on.
We'll be
His
right
body
back.
camera's on. Stop. He has his body camera
I don't
on.
care.
Stop,
I
man.
don't care.
Step back.
Right?
Step back.
I'm gonna.
This is private property.
I'm, gonna,
Okay.
I'm not doing anything.
You're not going to
I will get
videotape
off.
me and
I'll
have
get
an
off of
attitude
it.
with me.
I'll get
But
off
I'm going
of
to
it.
tell you what
Where's your
right
phone?
now,
I'll
dude.
get off of it.
I'm not
Stop.
the one.
All right.
Okay. I gave you the
I was
information
trying
you
to make a
needed,
complaint. That's it.
and I
He's
gave you
not
your
the
outlet.
one,
I gave
Ray.
you your
I
outlet.
said I
No,
was
you wanted to
doing it.
stand there and hold your cell phone in my face.
I
Is
wasn't
what
in
you
your
wanted to
face.
do. Yes,
I
you
wasn't
do.
in your
Take your
face.
cell phone and go and make your complaint. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So as you notice, both the
Yeah, you can
sergeant
fucking-
and
so that guy's an idiot. Wait, is Long Island Audit? Is he the one that stole the orange, or is that Brooklyn?
That's Brooklyn Audits. Yeah, no, this guy's a little bit more. He's like one more P than Brooklyn Audits has, but yeah, he's a little liar, and he likes to always talk, talk tough and stuff like that. But when people come at him with this, I just love it. He melted like a little child. He's like, yeah.
He's all tough, and then all of a sudden, I'm not doing anything. I'm leaving. Well, you weren't. So what do you think is going to happen? It's obviously not a public. He was like up underneath the awning, like
Right, and that's one of the first things that I want to bring up as far as all of this is concerned, because you see the language that he's using, right, and the things that he's talking about, he wants to antagonize this officer, and the thing is that he always likes to pretend that because he speaks softly or that he doesn't say any bad words while he's talking, that it's not condescending and people won't get upset with the way he's acting.
Yeah.
But obviously he's acting like a punk because he's just standing there while the cop is telling them, get out of here, right?
Yeah.
And he makes the officer so upset that he reacts like any regular person would act. Like, oh, you wanna try to punk me? I'm gonna get you. And so he uses that in order to make himself look like a victim. Obviously, I mean, he turned into like little crybaby once the officer started pushing him. And so that's one of the first things that I want everybody to understand as we go along. There is a certain type of language that he uses. There is a certain type of verbiage that he's putting out there to make the officer come towards him, to get him to bait him, right?
It's antagonistic.
Very, very much so. And when we get to the other videos where these guys are protecting them or trying to speak up for them, right? How they try to like cover this language up by trying to clean it up or try to make it seem like it's in the moment kind of situation. But yeah, this is going to be the second interaction. He comes back. Reyes comes back to the same place after getting pushed out by that officer, just to get in that officer's face, not for anything else.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to put the volume on because it seems like something's about to happen.
Yeah, can I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, it's 854.
And your name?
I'm Trooper Keo.
Trooper Keo?
Yeah, what do you
854?
need? Yeah.
No, I don't need anything help with anything,
Okay.
Trooper.
Well,
Appreciate
what are you
it.
out here doing?
Oh, I'm just taking a walk around. That's all.
Just out here antagonizing you all so that way you assault me so I can sue you and this is how I make my money. That's all I'm doing.
Oh, and Familia makes a great point here. He doesn't really need the lawsuit. All he needs is enough of his cultists to say, oh, like Reyes is out fighting for the people, and they throw him, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a stream where he's not doing anything more than any other frauder and not saying anything different. He doesn't even change the script. Like it's painful.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of making hundreds of dollars on a stream, I wanted to let you all know, anybody who's unfamiliar with my channel, anytime somebody donates on my channel, my dogs get a milk bone. So what I'm going to do is I have let's get them on here. If anybody donates to Jerry while we're streaming today, I will put the dogs on stream and give them a milk bone. So there they are. That's Xena. There's a PayPal link, I think, or scrolling at the bottom, Cash App and PayPal. Let me know, Jerry, if anybody donates. We'll do.
I definitely will
for you. And that's Ava's showing you her butt, which is great. But yeah, there's Xena. She's my co-host on my show. So if you guys like having a canine co-host, definitely come over to my channel too.
Oh yeah, those dogs are lovely back there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. So yeah, just let me know if anybody donates, and we'll do that. You can click the button so they're big on the screen, and I'll have them do their little tricks and stuff. All right, back to this guy antagonizing this poor woman.
Right, and yeah, so
started on whether women should be cops or not, because you don't want to know my opinion on that. But she seems to be doing a good job right now.
Well, and real quick with the whole thing about women being cops, I think that it's fine, like in everything. I just think we need to be more like conscious of like okay, yeah, I know that some women are tough and everything like that, but if you're only a certain size, you should get a partner automatically. You know what I mean? Even with a male, if a male seems like he's undersized for a male, he should automatically have a partner out there in the streets. Just saying, I think it's just a safe thing. It's just a safe thing.
We need women cops for certain jobs. Like obviously to work the vice undercover, we need women cops for specific jobs. But I've seen it where, these are totally armed, trained women, and they're just getting overpowered by a man with no weapons, just beating them up, So, I saw one recently where this guy just slammed this woman cop to the ground. It's like, why is she out there by herself? So.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think there's a lot of like people that should like see things like for what they are, and if somebody's undersized and they need a partner, they should have a partner. And I'm not trying to keep anybody from having a job. They should, if they want to be a police officer, more power to them. I think people who want to be police officers are a special breed of person. Like
Absolutely.
I really do believe that.
Absolutely.
And so don't let them not be a cop, but just be come on, supervisors, be smarter out there.
Also, women, like I said, there should be women cops, but it's just not on like beat patrols or whatever. But for whatever reason, in interview interrogations, women seem to do very well in getting criminals to open up. So they're
100%. I agree.
Like, men and women are not equal, or they're. What am I trying to say? They should play different roles, just like in life.
Like
there's different roles.
They should stay at home. They should stay at home and cook and clean. Yeah.
Well, that too. But I mean, I cook for my husband every night. But my point is that's not the point I'm trying to make, Jerry. Don't put words in my mouth. What I'm trying to say is that women are better at certain things and men are better at certain things, and you need to realize that and put women in roles where they will thrive. Instead of getting slammed to the ground and getting their head cracked open,
Right. Yeah. Being treated like chili on a bad day.
All right. Let's get back to the video before I put my foot in my mouth anymore.
Aren't you recording?
Yeah, but I have to.
I choose to.
I'm interacting with the public, so I have to be recording.
And I choose to because I'm interacting with a law enforcement officer.
But you've been recording.
Shut
up.
Reports of someone.
Who speaks to anyone, let alone a police officer, like that? Did you hear him going like who? Yeah. Are you 5 years old? Are you serious right now?
Oh, He's just and they call him charismatic. Okay, he's the charming one of the frauditor realm. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, in the chat, let me know. I did something different. I know there was a time where when I was sharing, everyone was echoing, but I think I fixed that. So if there's any audio issues, please let me know, and I will do my best to correct them.
Yeah, we'll kick Jerry if it's his fault.
Just walking around because this is a building with important people and things in here.
So, are you important because you have a uniform
no, I'm
on?
saying not me.
Well, who's important that's inside of this building?
A huge crowd of people in there.
Yeah, who's important?
Civilians.
What was that number
Oh,
two?
it wouldn't be
They are coming here asking why there's
This
a
is
man
the
out here
Connecticut State.
recording.
This is the Connecticut State Police headquarters, correct?
And they're asking why you're recording. We have civilians coming up to me asking why a man is recording. They feel uncomfortable.
Civilians are coming up to you
Civilians, yes.
asking why
Yes.
I'm recording because
Yes.
it's suspicious.
Yes.
How is it suspicious?
Because you're recording in a parking lot. Do you live here? Are you here for
I
a
don't
reason?
live in the parking lot. No,
Are you here for a reason?
I am here for a reason.
What's the reason?
I don't know if I want to disclose that to you at this point, just because it might compromise what I'm working on here.
Oh,
but
shut the
what's so
fuck!
suspicious
Oh my
about a man
gosh!
recording?
You're in an area that's public, which you are free to be, but you're recording and making it look suspicious. So you're being
Ding,
a threat
officer,
to
ding.
the civilians that are coming up.
You see, this is why like these videos, I automatically burn them into my head because they were perfect. They were perfect examples of what these guys do.
Mhm.
And she's telling them straight out, you're making it look suspicious. It's not that you're out here with a camera going la 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 la, like videotaping things and like just being real casual about it. No, you're making it so that they think like, what's going on?
Well,
You
I'll
know,
give you a
what's-
perfect example. News Now Enemy, who's in the chat right now, sub to his channel too, by the way, guys. But he had a video that I watched the other day where he went in, and it might not be released yet. I think I got a preview of it, but he went into a public or some public
spoilers.
building and was requesting like requests or whatever, and he recorded the whole thing. And as he was leaving the building, he said to the camera, he's like, "That's how you do it. I recorded the whole thing, but I did not make the camera the focus of it. He wanted to get it on record what he was doing, but he wasn't antagonistic. He was polite. He was nice to the woman who was helping him, and he did not make the camera. Oh, he said it just went out. So yeah, check out that video, guys. But
later.
yeah, after the show. But there's a way to do it. These people are not trying to just record to have a record of it. They're recording to be antagonistic.
Right. Yeah. They're doing it so that they get the confrontation. And that's why I wanted to show this video first, because I just want to show, like this is a person who straight up is doing it for the grift. He knows what he's doing. He knows he's got his loyal people who will love and eat this up.
Yeah.
But we get right through it. And as we go down the line, you're going to see how it kind of shifts and how it can be hidden and it can look like these are people with good intentions.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Me and complaining about you.
So let me just get this straight, Trooper. So because I'm recording, I'm a threat to your very important people that are inside of this building.
You are being suspicious. To my civilians that I protect on a daily basis, yes.
I don't think you met the two civilians that are inside.
No,
I think
I have a line of civilians. I have more than 20 people inside of just civilians that don't even work for the state.
Yeah.
They came up to me and said that they feel threatened by you recording because you look suspicious.
So you came out here to do what?
To ask you to leave.
Why?
Because you're making the civilians feel uncomfortable.
Let's move out of this woman's way.
The people.
I don't know if you were in my stream the other day, Jerry, when I had number 2 on. What's up?
I'm always lurking.
Oh, geez, Louise. But did you see that video where the young girl had been kidnapped and the police found her with the pedophile in the hotel room?
Oh, yeah.
They carry this girl outside. Now, keep in mind, this girl, just for anybody who wasn't there, by the way, go back and watch that. It was a great stream. It was from last Friday. But they cover her up with a towel because she was actively being abused. When the police found her, they cover her with just a towel and carry her out of this hotel. And there's people in the parking lot. And I don't know if they were filming. It was dark out. It was night, so you couldn't really tell. But the police are saying, hey, please, guys, back up. Please don't record. Please back up, because this is a victim. This is an 8-year-old little girl who had just been traumatized, and imagine if there was a frauditor there. Imagine if there was somebody who was auditing the police, filming this child, this naked child who only has a towel around her, who had just been abused. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, they'd be like, there's no expectation of privacy while she's in public.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so disgusting, these guys.
Exactly.
You can go ahead and fast forward. She's gonna like get frustrated and leave him there. Let's get up to the point where you see the sheriff there you go right there.
Look at him. You hear? Right. Look, everyone. It's Sergeant Brian Fahey.
And as you can see, he's just there to antagonize him because he didn't fold to Reyes. These guys are so petty. They're super duper petty. They will hold a grudge on anybody who doesn't fold or kiss their ass for like 5 minutes.
Exactly. Yep.
There he is. Look at him. In the flesh. He's here.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
You already told me you didn't have anything here.
Oh, yeah. I just got to do some FOIA requests and things of that nature. A FOIA request for your body camera footage and Sergeant Brian Fahey's disciplinary record.
You can have him send it in writing.
Yeah.
Who's the guy behind you that you're holding?
I have to conduct business here, Sergeant.
Sir, what can we do for you? Come on.
Oh, you're the sergeant of pistol performance, aren't you?
Oh, I got a cash app. I got a cash app.
Sir.
What's up?
I got a cash app.
Oh, is somebody asking about?
I got a cash app, so you can give.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so make Xena and Ava big.
Yeah. Oh, how do I do that? Just me. I gotta
You gotta press the buttons.
I'm pressing button. Okay, man. Okay, man. Meow. Me. Okay, man.
Who donated, and was there a message?
It was Ray and no message, but I'm pretty sure she just wanted to get the dogs fed.
Ray, thank you so much for the donation. And as soon as Jerry clicks the little dots, and makes the KDZ box big. There you go. We will do.
Because I can't do it.
I have to take my headphones off. Oh, well, maybe it'll reach. Hold on a second. All right. Can you see them?
Oh, you poopies. Oh, you poopies. Oh, you poopies. Oh, you good girls. Oh, you poopies.
Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Okay, there's one for you. That's Xena. She's a good girl. Xena. And this is Ava. Ava, shake. Just shake.
Oh, she's like, I'll do it for her.
Shake. Ava's just a puppy. She doesn't have it yet. There you go.
That's a treat. Eat it. Oh, that was nice. That was so nice. Thank you, Ray. I know that you're sick and you're back there, but thank you so much. I appreciate you.
They're the best dogs ever. And everyone should get them dog biscuits right now. Xena is my co-host, and she likes the dog biscuits. So, as you can tell by her pudgy demeanor. All right, let's get back to the video. Let me know if that happens again, and I'll read out whatever super chat or whatever it is. So,
sure.
You don't have super chats yet. We need to get you to 500 so you can get super chats. Everybody needs to open up a different account, like make a new Gmail account, get a new we just can double it right now.
Everybody should have at minimum 6 sock accounts. I'm just letting you know now. If you're going to diverse the YouTube world, have 6 sock accounts. That'll make everything right for you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, if you like these dogs, they're on my channel every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Hit the subscribe button. I talk about true crime stuff and whatever I feel like talking about.
That goes to this channel too.
Yeah.
I know your inclination is wanting to assault me, Sergeant. Stop pushing me. I'm trying to get in.
You're just
I'm trying to
putting
get in
words
the
in this
building.
guy's
You have
mouth.
no business.
I
here.
do have business here. Stop acting like a savage. What are you
Back up
doing?
before I-
At this point, Sergeant Brian Fahey assaulted
savage.
me yet again.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, he's obviously antagonizing him. You don't have business here. Get the heck out. Get the heck out.
Yeah.
And if you're getting hit by the door, it's because you are standing in front of the door.
Exactly. And that's pretty much the commentary that Familia does here. So you can skip any commentary he has, because that's pretty much what he says is like he's putting his foot on the door. He's antagonizing this officer in particular, harassing one officer in particular, and it's obvious because he has a hard on for him. And that's pretty much this interaction right here. And as like you said, he puts words into the officer's mouth, saying things like, "Are you gonna violate my rights? Why don't you let me record in the thing?" And it's like, no, dude, it has nothing to do with any of that. You're acting like a jackass. You don't have any business there, and they told you to leave.
Yeah.
And that,
If you're going to act like a jackass, I'm going to treat you like a jackass.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is that that's the thing with these guys. They want to act like jackasses. They want to push people around and bully their way into places, and then pretend like they're not getting their just desserts when they get pushed out, when they get, either arrested or tossed out or whatever.
Yep.
It's like you're acting in the way that you want this to happen, but you want us to have sympathy for you. So that's pretty much the crux of most of this. So if you want, you could you can go ahead and just you can just push it all the way. You could end it if you want. I don't know if you want to, if anybody wants to see more of this, because it's really just him
about it, Trooper. Is
Well,
that
just doing all of the wire stuff.
standard operating
we'll
procedure?
do it
Because there's the criminal
2
right there in
times
front of you.
speed
If you'd like to place him under arrest, Trooper, he just assaulted me and took my
Not bad.
property, violated my First Amendment right. But no, these troopers aren't going to do anything about that, right?
All right, something's happening here. Hold on, let me.
Thank you, Chihuahua.
Have the ladies here that are going to talk to you, help you out with whatever you need. And I'm just going to have to
Stop
hold
it,
the
I said.
letter for you, okay?
Sure,
You
yeah.
can get it back at the end.
Yep. So are you going to do anything about that
They're
assault
gonna
you just
talk to
witnessed?
you? Is that what you want to
Yeah. Hi, how are you guys? Yes, sure.
That lady is so short. She got heels on too. She's adorable. I want to put her in my pocket.
She really is Polly Pocketball, right? And then look at that giant that's sat next to her. What the
I'm
heck?
sorry, your name?
Here's the thing is I wouldn't want to hang out with her because I would look like a giant because I'm normal size. This poor lady sitting next to her is just a normal sized human being and she looks like a giant.
That is like Jack and the Beanstalk stuff going on right there.
I'm Salas. I'm
Cynthia
the
Salas.
director of the agency.
Okay.
My understanding is that you're interested in some records.
Yeah, I'm interested in doing a FOIA request for the body camera footage of the trooper that's checking people in,
Okay.
as well as the disciplinary record of Sergeant Brian Fahey. Are you both from the legal department?
We are.
Okay.
See that, Gene?
Yes, I'm looking to do a FOIA request, write it down,
Okay.
submit it here. That was my goal. Are there internal affairs officers at this location?
There's not.
There's not. Are there any supervisors I could speak with regarding the conduct of Sergeant Brian Fahey? Because I was just assaulted yet again by the same man who assaulted me.
You stood in front of the door,
ago now.
dumbass.
He just took my camera, turned it off,
Like they want to laugh at
Grab
him.
my
They're
wrist
holding back
and
laughter. Like
Yeah.
unhinged.
you can see it in their face. They're like,
this is
"You
Sergeant."
would."
This one right here is trying so hard not to roll her eyes right now.
Yeah.
Look at the look on this one's face. Like, are you serious? This is my life right now. This is my job. I get paid for this.
Like why? Why did I wake up this morning?
Yeah.
I was assaulted in broad daylight on camera, on body camera. So is there anyone I could speak to as like a supervisor here?
So I think the best, and I know that you've done this previously.
Is there anyone I can
You made a report over to internal affairs.
Yeah. Well, we
So-
could see how Internal Affairs didn't do anything. They just said that he thought that my camera was some type of weapon, and I'm sure they'll make some excuses now. But again, I just want to do my FOIA request. I'll hold them accountable in this court system.
We receive requests for FOIAs at desk.legal@ct.gov. So if you could send us an email there, we'll get you the records. as soon as
Desk.
possible.
Do you have a? Can you write that down for me?
Okay, I got another this time I got a PayPal from Scotto.
Oh, Scotto wants to make my dogs fat. I see how it is, Scotto. All right, you got to press the buttons.
I got it right on the first one. Yes.
Good job. Good job. All right, let me get these ready. Look at her side-eyeing me as I get these cookies out. You see the look on Zena's face? Like, I see what you're doing there, Ma.
So whoa, 2? I'm getting 2.
I know. Scotto, you're so generous. Thank you so much for supporting Jerry's channel. All right, Zena.
No, I can honestly say Scotto was like not only been like one of the first subs, but he's been one of the best supporters of the channel. I love that guy.
That's a
I
good
really
shake. There's some scritches. There you go. There's one for you. All right, you sit. Sit. Good girl. Do a shake. Do it. Oh, she did it. Did you guys see that? She did it.
She did do it.
She did it. She's learning. She's just a puppy. She's just a baby. She did it for Scotto. Look at that. See, the more you guys donate, the better my dog will be trained.
They are very cute dogs. They're starting to grow on me.
But you didn't like them at first?
I didn't see them enough. They're
the sweetest dogs ever. And like I was saying on my channel, they're not even related. They look like they should be mom and daughter, but they're not related.
They do. They do though.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're so cute though. I love their ears.
P Barn says he didn't see it. Well, if you want to see it again, you're going to have to donate. That's all there is to it. All right. Do we want to get back to the?
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to do it, right?
You got to, unless you want to let me log into your account and actually just run the show. You got to do it. You got to press the buttons.
Press the button, Gary.
All right.
Sure. Some sort of card or something.
So the DESPP, like the acronym for the agency, Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, .legal@ct.gov.
Okay. And there's no form. It's just I could just request what
Just an email.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I know some jurisdictions have forms that
I
they.
think we've gotten you records before.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
So that worked out for you.
Yeah,
So,
sure. And you guys follow the statute as far as FOIA requests responding in 5
you
days.
have to, yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Stop it.
I was just assaulted by a law enforcement officer, so I don't really think that
I was just assaulted by a law enforcement officer.
Dude tried to close the door and you stepped in front of it. First of all, like, give me a break.
agree that just because you have to do something, you're going to do it.
Right.
That's the email address.
Thank you. All right, so I submit this here. Perfect.
Yes, and we'll get that out to you as soon as possible.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time and your kindness. Thank you.
We all know how fraud it is. Like that. He wants.
It's amazing to me how they just pick and choose who they're going to be a normal person to, and then who they're going to be a
Do anything
jerk
about
to.
I
that.
saw you get in his face.
Yeah.
as well. So I
I just want to get it for the. Be on my way in a second. Sign hanging up right in their lobby. Right in their lobby.
Right in the lobby.
No shame whatsoever. So,
Yeah, you don't have any shame.
I'm going to be on my way in a second.
What would they have to be shameful about is my question. What on earth would they have to be shameful about? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Just had a question for
Doing
you.
their job.
Yeah.
So you're telling me, I just want to get it for the record, for court documents, just have it memorialized here. You just watched a man assault me and grab my camera, interfering with the Constitution. You're a law enforcement officer, took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Are you going to do anything about that?
I saw you get in his face as well. So I did see.
So
both
you
sides.
saw me
And
get-
You saw it on body camera.
Yeah, the body camera. We'll get the
You
body
can-
camera. That's for sure.
You can see that
But you were
physically
there.
Stopped him trying to get you from entering.
I'm
Told
allowed to
you-
enter into the building.
Told you to get a report, right?
He told me
you
to
fill
submit
out a
something in
form,
writing.
yes.
Yeah, but I'm
And
gonna have
that's
a
the
right to
same
be
thing
here.
that they told you,
But I have a
correct?
right to come in here
Is
and
that the
conduct
same thing?
business. He has no
As-
right to put
as
their
a
hands.
practice,
He has no right to put his
we are
hands on
told
me.
that the only person
You
that
just
can
watched
come
him
in
in.
here
Listen to me.
is
You
a
watched him
person
in.
with I'm answering your question. You want me to answer your
Go
question?
ahead. Go ahead.
The only persons that are allowed to come in here is with an appointment, reports and records, and for the pistol, for first time pistol.
Now we're getting the whole story. Now she's explaining why he's not allowed in there. I'm surprised that Long Island Audits left this in the video. I'm surprised
Because-
they didn't cut this out.
Because this is and this is just to show you the egregiousness of the absolute, like, not caring about, you know, like anything but what's going to get him money. So at one time he probably did cut this out, and he did take the time to probably edit this stuff out.
Mhm.
But he realizes that his audience, they could care less about what the real, you know, facts are. What they
Yeah.
want to see is somebody ridicule a cop because they have a chip on the shoulder over a cop. And so they just love the way that he's putting her down and he's talking over her, you know? And so that's what they get excited from. It has nothing to do with rights. This has nothing to do with anybody's rights that has ever been violated ever in the history of rights.
Mhm.
All this is just a showing out on cops and trying to make them look like they're ridiculous and they can be walked on. But he hasn't done anything.
Here's the thing that really upsets me about this whole genre of YouTube content. There are actual real life people whose rights have been violated. And it makes it's kind of like when a woman cries rape that wasn't really raped, you're most likely not going to believe the next woman who's actually raped. It's the same thing with these people. They're crying that their rights are violated when they have not been. So then when people's rights are actually violated, the general public is more likely to look the other way and not believe it because it's the boy who cried wolf scenario.
Right. And I agree 100%. I'm glad you brought up the comparisons and not me.
I mean, it's true though. It happens all the time. Like, go watch my Brock Turner video. By the way, if you want that comparison in real life, a while back I covered. You know who Brock Turner is, the Stanford swimmer. Yeah, I did a whole video outlining. I pulled the court documents and I read the witness statements, and you got to dig into a case to get the full story because what the media is telling you is not what happened.
Yeah, exactly. And see, those types of things happen in cable news networks and stuff like that because their journalistic ethics have been skewed.
Mhm.
But these guys they have zero journalistic ethics.
Yeah.
They care very little about any kind of a story that they say they're going to put out. The only thing they care about is confrontation
Mhm.
and that they get the right victim narrative out there so they can go ahead and take all the money that they can from people who feel sorry for them or
Absolutely.
who have an extra hard-on chip for the police.
Yeah, it's so true. It's the truth. All right, let's see how he talks over her. Look at my pause game. Look at her face right now. My pause game is strong.
She also has that, like, why do I exist? Why is this person in front of me right now?
What did I tell you I needed? Records, right?
Records is not open today. It's only open Tuesday through Thursday.
But somehow I spoke to somebody from
Because
legal.
legal wanted to talk to you.
Okay, great. So what I'm saying is, how is this not? You saw a man put his hands up. Did I put my hands on
I saw a
him?
man telling you not to be in the building when you were not allowed to be in the building.
Did you watch him put his
because you
hands on
didn't
me or
have an
not?
appointment.
Did he put his hands on me or
Legal
not?
did not tell us that you had anything.
Did
to
he
do.
put his hands
So
on
they
me or
came
not?
After, and then they let you in.
Ma'am, did he put his hands on me or not?
Once I saw you do what you did,
What did I do?
when you physically tried to stop him open the door.
I tried to come inside the building because I'm allowed to, just like I'm
Not
inside the
without
building
an
right now.
appointment.
I'm
And
inside the
legal
building.
is talking to you because they requested you to come
So-
in. If you didn't have an appointment,
I just want to know. Listen, I'm going to be on my way. I'm going to be on my way. The
As a
damage is.
trooper
I was
on the
already
front
assaulted.
desk.
Did you watch? You watched him assault me? Are you going to do
Oh
anything about
my
it? Yes or
See
no?
the video.
Are you going to do anything about
You
it?
can see the video.
Then you're going to be held accountable. Are you going to do anything about it? Yes or
You can
no?
see the video.
I'm gonna interrupt because I just got off the phone with Colonel. He says our Lieutenant Colonel is gonna come down. So
I'm just assaulted on camera in front of in broad daylight for the second.
Dude, this little short lady is trying to help you. What are you doing? Why are you?
Yeah, she's puzzled, right? She's like, okay, we heard you, right? You know, the bad man hit you, and you were sad. Okay,
Throw me
okay.
on the doll where the sergeant touched you.
Time. This is the same individual who assaulted me the first time and broke my camera the first time. I came here for records, and I was just assaulted again. How is this lawful, or how is this a good look for anyone here? It shouldn't happen. This is unacceptable. I didn't.
Totally not a good look for you, man.
Yes, I would like to.
It's totally not a good look for you.
Yeah, exactly.
The gentleman that was coming down to talk to you, he's being held up upstairs, and these gentlemen need this area empty because they're going to start, I don't know what construction project they're doing, but they're going to start a project. So I suggest that you just...
So get the F out.
Right. So yeah, this is pretty much it. We don't have to see the rest of this. Like I said,
supposed to come down.
The whole point of bringing this up was so that, and we really got stuck on making fun of this guy, but hopefully the rest of it goes a little bit faster than this. But
I'm sorry, are you on a time crunch, Jerry? I have all day. I'm off today.
No,
I'm here all day.
I'm just listening to my YouTube coaches who told me that maybe I'm taking a little too long on moving on with my subjects, because apparently people have a 15-minute time span on my channel, and I'm giving a lot of insider football here. But that's
one in the chat if you think we're dragging it on too long. 2 in the chat if you think it's fine and you're enjoying hanging out with us this afternoon.
Oh, thanks. I would have never thought of that.
All right, let me I'll get the next video queued up. I have to do what I was doing before is queuing them all up at the same time. But if I queue them up separately, then I can hit a button that that avoids that echo. Echo.
Have we been echoing? I don't think we've been echoing.
We have not been, because I figured it out on my. Remember when I had number 2 on the first time and it was horrible echo? I figured out what I was doing wrong. What does 3 mean? You can't put 3 and not tell us what it means.
That's the internet god way. He's gonna push the envelope.
Marches to the beat of his own drummer, and that's what we like about him. All right, so people are enjoying it, but we'll move along because, you know, it's your show, I guess. All right, I have the next one ready. If you want to click the hashtag, hit the button, Jerry.
All right, I'm hitting the button. Here we go. Okay, so the next video. Now, the next video is going to be something refreshing, guys. And we just saw a whole, liar video, so we might need that. So look, what we're going to see right now is we're going to see an actual journalist. And this is going to be kind of weird because when you guys start watching it, you're going to expect him to be like, antagonistic. You're going to expect them to try to be like, and it's going to just take you for a loop, because you're going to realize as the things go along that this is an actual journalist gathering content for a story, and this is how it's actually done. So
there's a way to do it, like James Taylor did, News No Enemy did in his last video that he just uploaded. There's a way to do this. So this is going to be an example of what to be like this guy, not like the last guy.
Right. So you can go ahead and push through the Mi Familia intros and stuff like that. By the way, I got these videos from Mi Familia and Familia channel. Sub if you haven't subbed, and if someone could put his link out there. He does good. He does really good videos. But I'm really just taking these for the example of the videos that I want to show you guys.
Okay.
I recommend that you go check out his. Okay, as we know, when he comes across.
Hey, 455 is going to be en route to a machete attack, 5622 South Broadway. Fucking machete, man, dude. No way. No way. Dude, I've never seen
Los Angeles, by the way.
This is Los Angeles, you said?
Yeah, Slauson is 3 blocks, 3 or 4 blocks away from me, from my house right now.
In reference, Los Angeles is downtown is the middle. Is it south or north or?
Okay. Yeah. LA is like this. You got the buildings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what is south South Central, Southeast,
Uh-huh.
and east of Los Angeles is all basically like the more the Jerry parts of the
Yeah.
where all the bad activities at, and then you got the west part of LA, which is kind of like on the other side of the buildings where you got Hollywood, you got Santa Monica, you got Tinseltown, all that stuff. So you got West Hollywood and North Hollywood are the good sides.
Okay.
South Los Angeles, East Los is all the
Yeah,
money.
where I used to go to Los Angeles a couple times a year, 2-3 times a year for my last job, and the office building was at Wilshire and San Vicente, so that was like near Westwood area. So we would always stay like Santa Monica, like all of that area there, the good side, I guess you would say, West LA. Like our hotel we would stay at was on
Westwood and Wilshire. Those are mostly tourist areas. There are areas that we call tourist areas, like Wilshire, because that's usually where most of the hotels are at. Most of the medium about to like not super expensive hotels, because the super expensive hotels are in downtown LA.
Yeah,
so,
the hotel that they put us up at all the time was called the Lux, and it was on Sunset and like what's the highway, like the 405, I think.
Oh yeah.
It was in Brentwood. Brentwood.
Yeah, that's that tourist area. Yeah, that's the tourist hotel area.
I was not a tourist. I was like I said, the office building that I worked at was at San Vicente in Wilshire, like right on the corner there. So I didn't get to do all the tourist stuffs. Although, because I am who I am, I went and walked around because where O.J. Simpson did his murders is right near there. So I would go I walked from like the restaurant where Nicole Brown Simpson had her last meal at down to her house where she was murdered at. I walked up to I just walked around. I did a whole self-guided O.J. Simpson tour one time when I was there.
I like how nobody says allegedly or as far as we know or
Yeah, he did it. He for sure did it. Come on now.
I love that about O.J. Simpson, but that's the only thing I love. P. Barnes, Hindenburg. I hope I said that right. Okay, we can go now.
I mean, we're in a car, so I think we're. No shit, dude. No way. Dude, I've never seen Machete Man. So Machete Man is he's like,
I like this guy. I need to follow what's his name? This journalist?
I'm sure we'll get back to it. I'm sure it's somewhere bounced around. He says it. I think they say it again towards the end of the video. When Familia is saying his commentary, but
I need to find this guy and get him on my show. He sounds. I mean, he's getting into it, man.
And for him, this is why I didn't really want to I just wanted to let this run, because it's like you guys are going to see how refreshing it is to see an actual journalist at work, not a frauditor saying dumb things and looking like a fool. But just go ahead with it. Yeah,
Machete, but I've never seen Machete Man. I've seen Machete Man.
What's up?
Is it sped up a little bit, or is it on?
That's normal. Do you want me to speed it up?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to see if it was or not. It's cool.
But I have never seen Machete Man. Maybe she's on the bus?
Is that Machete Man?
No, that's not Machete Man. Oh, I think she's on the bus over here. This is 56, right? Yeah. Is she on the bus? Is that Machete Man? Oh, that's her. That's her.
That's the victim?
Yeah, I think that's her. Unless she got fucking evil.
No further response children.
Where'd she go? Is she taking a piss? Did you call?
Yes, it's the man, please. Somebody had a machete plus his head. He's on the bus.
He's on the bus. Okay.
Dang.
Yeah, no, you're good. She had the key. So she dropped her pants over there. All right.
I was gonna say they're like getting on the bus over there.
Yeah, victim's gonna be on the bus. 45's gonna be out. Machete Man, dude. Where is he?
Yeah, he said somebody had a
Press and route, press 21.
Keep an eye out for Machete Man. I've never seen him. He's out here somewhere.
Yeah, our buses do too, Bars.
Not really anything we can do right now. He's already on the bus, so.
Wait, Machete Man's on the bus? Or?
No, the victim's on the bus. He was stabbed in the, it sounds like he was stabbed in the head. But we're waiting on PD and FD to show up.
How many years back does Mr. Machete Man go?
Dude, Machete Man, bro. Machete Man, I've been looking for Machete Man for like, it's gotta be like 10 years now. Easy. No, more than that. Since I started, dude, Machete Man's always been out there. I've just never seen him. I don't know how they've never caught him. I'm sure.
So this is like a serial attacker? Fill me in a little bit.
Okay, no. So he is like I said, a real journalist who is out there trying to collect content for you know to make stories for the newspapers and stuff. So whenever there's an incident and stuff like that, you know, like he chases or he follows where there's going to be a crime scene or something. And whenever there's an active situation, like say a shooting or whatever, right? He goes to gather the story. But there are things that he hasn't, you know, filmed yet. Obviously, when he says Machete Man, he means that he's heard of reports of somebody having a machete,
okay.
But they haven't. He showed up and there's never been somebody with a machete. Now,
gotcha.
That's what he means by, you know, like I haven't seen this Machete Man, you know, and so that's why he's like he hears it a lot, and yeah, we do hear it a lot here in LA because knife attacks can be called machetes because it's, you know, it's a word in Salvadorian lingo. So yeah, I can understand how he could hear there's been a lot of machete attacks, and it's not there's no Machete Man for him to find.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm sure they have, like the daytime guys probably have, but me,
about
I've never seen Machete Man ever.
20 miles away.
FD's rolling out too. So.
No, like 30 miles away. Number 2.
What is he to just stab and take off?
Well, he's on the bus, so I don't know if he flagged the bus down and jumped in or what happened, but I don't know where the.
What's Machete Man's history? That he just stabs him.
Oh yeah. Oh, like in general? Yeah. I thought you were talking about this one. No, in general, yeah, he'll like whack somebody with a machete, and then yeah, he'll just take off, and you never see him.
Okay, Katie. Okay, so he is talking about a Machete Man now. He's talking about a Machete Man now.
That's what I was wondering if it's like a serial attacker that they've been on the hunt for. It sounds like he's heard a lot of these, like he's listening to a police scanner and heard a lot of the same guy attacking people.
Yeah, and like I said, here I can see how that could get, you know, lost in like certain reports because as everybody knows, famously we have an infestation of Mara Salvatrucha in this town. So they like
Espanol. What is the
Mara Salvatrucha is a LA gang. They're deep in the east side of Los Angeles and kind of in the middle, like southwestern part of LA, and they are really well known, and they have a lot of members. And so one of their big things is they like to attack people with machetes, and it's a Salvadorian thing.
Okay. I do like the music. Number 2
So he
mentioned
can be
before.
anywhere.
Yeah, he could be anywhere. That's why I'm keeping my my head on a swivel right now.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is kind of weird to know that he's like out there. But
Out
I mean,
there.
obviously, it's not the same guy. That's like the morbid running joke that Machete Man is always.
No, we're gonna pretend it's the same dude.
The same guy.
These guys know. These guys know.
We're like a gang of Machete Men.
I got another PayPal donation.
Okay. Is there a
And
message?
I'm trying to like pick it up, but I'm having a little bit of trouble because my thing is okay. Looks like it's gonna be from Greg Yannick.
Greg, awesome. Greg is a great participant in my live stream as well. I love it when you're there. I guess we're here is your channel right now. But certain people I like when they're in my chat because they actually contribute to the conversation. And Greg's one of those people for sure.
Oh, Greg has been a pal to me ever since I could remember seeing his name pop up in my chats. He's always there with something to say, Yeah. And I think he's one of the more quiet, sarcastic people out of all the people in the chat. I mean, I think there's some people who have like that open sarcasm. Mm-hmm. His is just kind of flies under the radar if you don't catch it.
Yeah. All right, click the button to make the dogs full screen.
Super button.
Okay, so Ava, Xena, these right here. Yep, they see them. This is from Greg, and he loves you very much. And we're going to give you treats from Greg. I will do head scritches and belly rubs as well. All right. Oh, look at Xena trying to shake already. She knows.
They're like, love me. Love me.
Xena knows she's got to shake before she gets a treat. We're still working on the little one. All right, Xena, you first. Ready? That's a good shake. And a head scritch and a belly rub. There you go. There's one for you. All right, Ava, sit. 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 Oh, good girl. Do a shake. Do a shake. 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 Good girl. Plots. Plots. That's plots. Good girl. All right, we're going to train them one of these days. So we're working on sit. Sit, she's got pretty well. Shake sometimes, and plots is lay down. And we're working on that too. Oh,
plots.
I forgot to do the head scritches and belly rubs for. Hold on a second. Hit that head scritches. And the belly rubs.
Oh yeah, get them belly rubs.
Chest right there. All right.
Look at Eva. She's like, am I gonna get those right now?
Okay.
Am I gonna get those?
She likes this part scratched. There you go.
Yes, lady. Yes, lady. My butt. Yes.
She does. She likes like the small of her back scratched, and then Ava likes her chest right here scratched. Right here.
Oh yeah. My cat likes it right there too.
Xena likes this. Okay. They're so happy right now. Thank you so much, Greg. You make my dogs happy. Happy, happy, happy.
Thanks. Thank you, Greg. That's so cool. I'm trying to like feeding them too.
You have a cat, right?
Yeah, but oh my gosh, he is not camera friendly. Like if I put the camera in front of him, he gets away from it. Like he doesn't want me to point it at him.
You need to set up a spot for him and then make sure he's comfortable there and just get a separate camera for him.
It's like I could try to try to get like a real close up on him so he doesn't see that my camera is looking at him. I can't even wait a minute. Come on. Oh no, I can't even. Okay, well, I can't even turn on the camera.
Work on that, and I will continue this video. This is a really interesting video, by the way. Let us know in the chat if you guys start getting bored of this video, and we'll move on. We have 2 more things queued up. So, but personally, I think this is very well produced and a good video.
Like you never see him. I was hoping because we were close. No, dude, I was like, shit, we're close. We might actually see him, but nope. I don't know where the units are. They're freaking taking their time. Machete Man, dude, he's always out there.
Machete Man.
Where is Machete Man? That's the question.
Let's skip ahead a little bit.
They're on the bus.
I'm just gonna skip ahead till the police get there a little bit, or till something happens.
It's okay. So something's happening soon.
Yeah.
They're on their. They're on their way when you called. They started coming. I don't know what's taking them so fucking long. PFD's right here. Let me flag them down.
It's the Los Angeles Police Department. That's what's taking them so long. They just don't give a crap.
Okay.
Or they're busy cleaning up like dead bodies on the street. One or the other.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. They've earned some of that, you know. So it's I get it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my perspective. It's not that the police are not trying to do their job. It's that they're so underfunded because of all of this defund the police BS that's happening in these cities like this, that they're spread so thin. So I take it back. It's not that they don't care. It's that the higher ups, it's not the actual officers on the ground that don't care. It's the higher ups in the city government that don't care.
Yeah, it's politics. You know what? Let's. I hate putting it on the people who work for you know, like for cities and stuff like that. It's the politicians. It's the political people who only care about their job every 2 years. It's them.
It's like being anti-war and being against veterans. I don't like war, but I still support our veterans. It's not their fault they had to go to war, you know.
Yeah, and how how demeaning it is to their sacrifice to, like, you know, to even be against them in the first place. You know what I mean? I like I said, it takes a certain type of person to want to be an officer, to want to be in the military, and I think that, you know, they deserve, you know, a little bit more respect than just like, oh, because we're not in a war, then I'm not going to respect you, or because you didn't come and save my cat out of the tree when I wanted you to, then you don't deserve my respect. You know, like that's not cool.
Pete Barnes just said in the chat, we have too many chiefs and not enough Indians within our government. That's so true.
Yes,
100%.
I can't find where you put that, but I agree 100%.
All the way that's the last comment, all the way at the bottom. You got to scroll. You have this comment up on the screen for a long time too. I don't know if you knew that. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I'm a little slow. My chat is like really like not cooperating with me. Sometimes I see chats that pop in, you know, after the fact. So I'm sorry if I'm a little late to seeing you guys.
We got to get you set up with some tech, Jerry, because you're actually good and entertaining. And if you had tech, you would take off.
I've said it.
Was that a stab?
No, you got hit with something in your head.
There's blood on her thing.
He got hit in the head.
They're not going to come until PD tells them it's clear to enter, but they're not here. So.
Oh yeah, he got against.
Oh really? He got stabbed in the chest. He needs to not be moving. He needs to not be moving. If that's him, he needs to sit the fuck down. Yeah, no, you're good.
Do I say anything to sit down, or?
No, you're good. Yeah, tell him he needs to sit the fuck down, because if he's stabbed in the chest, he could bleed out.
Hey, what do you guys notice about the public, about all the people that he's filming right now? What do you guys notice that frauditors, you know, automatically don't do?
What do you mean?
Look at all the blurry faces.
Oh, Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, the other thing I noticed about the public right now is they're pretty relaxed considering somebody just got stabbed in front of them. It's almost like this happens all the time. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Definitely. Sorry.
I mean, I grew up in Chicago. I get it. I've seen people shot in front of me. You get numb to it. You get desensitized, and I get it. It's just, it's sad, more than anything else.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Okay, no, I'm gonna wear it now. Sit down, bro. Yo, you gotta wait, bro. Don't worry about that. Just sit down, bro.
I'm the bus driver. I got the bus. He can't go nowhere till I move it.
This one has
Yeah, he needs to sit down.
Just sit down, bro.
He needs to sit down.
Ain't nobody move. If I don't move the bus, ain't nobody going nowhere.
Yeah, he needs to stay seated.
And I can't.
Big, bro. Bad. Yeah, is it bleeding currently?
Hey, this the Corona, man. I'm on the Corona right now, bro. Hey, this Corona, man.
You said what?
My kids. I'm on
Corona.
Hey, look, I'll take care of you. I got you. I'm on Corona right now.
Where is he
You gotta
hit?
get that nigga out.
You sit on the side.
Get
Hey,
that
brother.
nigga out. I'm on
Yeah,
Corona
just
right now,
just
bro.
stay sitting. FD's down the street, okay? FD's down. What's up, dude? FD's coming, okay? Just sit. Just hang out. Yeah. Hey, just relax, dude.
All right. Hey, I'm on Corona. You gotta get out, bro.
Okay, so they're coming.
Go to work then. Hey, you could have got off a long time ago.
The guy wants to go to work, and he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's all right.
You ain't getting the work, baby. It don't matter.
I know. Why is he?
Whatever. I still got the job.
What's wrong with this guy?
I don't care.
Why is he tripping?
I don't care. I can't move the bus till they tell me to move the bus.
He's about to. Yo.
Oh, they're about to fight. They're about to go.
This is just frustration right here. This is just frustration. I'm pretty sure that guy does not want to fight somebody who's stabbed, but it's like, I'm pretty sure he's on a deadline. He has to get to work. You can't miss, 2 seconds of work, because that's like they dox you an hour for missing, like the start of your hour at work. Yeah, I know how it is working these hourly jobs, and it's like here, it's not cheap to live in LA. It's expensive. Rent is expensive. Food is expensive.
Here's the thing. Here's my opinion on this: is if you are a good employee and you're never late for work and you don't miss days for no apparent reason, then being on a bus where somebody was stabbed is a perfectly legitimate excuse. The only reason why this person would be upset that he's going to be late to work and gonna, lose his job over it is because he's already been late to work a bunch of other times that it was his fault, not their fault. This is the last straw fault, and he knows it.
Right. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, like, I could hear that for him, it's just like, I gotta get to work, man. It's like he's pleading, but at the same time, he doesn't want to plead. He's tired of pleading, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo. Hey guys, you got a gangster on the bus who's trying to fight the victim right now. They're about to get into it. Guy's got a machete wound to the head, but he's conscious and breathing. He'll be okay. But the guy on the left side is saying he's a gang member and he's gonna fight everybody.
Is he involved in the stabbing?
No, I don't think so. I think he was just on the bus. He's on the left with the plaid red and black top.
It looks like somebody there has scrubs on, so hopefully they were giving the person medical attention on the bus.
Yeah. You can only hope, yeah.
Yeah, he might be armed. Did you say he had a gun or anything?
Hey, how about this? Look, how about giving the officers some information, some helpful information, things that he's been watching and observing, and not name and badge number.
Exactly.
Now he sits down when the cops show up. He's talking all this shit, and the cops show up, and he's chilling.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's the guy with the blue shirt with the black and red plaid. He was getting all crazy. He's on the left side.
Which guy?
Yeah, that guy right there. He's saying he's a gang member. He's gonna fuck everybody up. And then you guys showed up and bailed it out. Yeah, red flannel.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all. You want to get the 40, though. You want to get the 40?
Yeah, once they got
Okay,
that out, he didn't want it.
that's pretty much the end of this one. You could go ahead and forward it, because we're gonna.
Sorry, I thought we were done with it.
No. I just meant we're done with that scenario. I wanted you to forward it so you can see how he interacts when he disagrees with the police. Because
Hold
I
on,
didn't
I
want
gotta-
to show you. I didn't
find
want to
it.
show you guys that he's different in the way that he's running this journalistic endeavor, because it's unlike the frauders, right? He wasn't looking for the confrontation. There was a confrontation and he was observing it, but he wasn't a part of it. He didn't put himself in the line of, the story. The story was developing around him and he was getting the information.
Do you
And
have
that's-
it? Do you have it handy where you could put it in the private chat? Because I deleted it and I would have to pull up my email again to find. Or I didn't delete it, but I closed it out.
Are you saying you don't have the link anymore?
Well, I can pull up my email, but it'll take me a second because I'm not logged in.
Oh, well,
email
okay.
you
Let
sent
me. No, don't worry. I'll pull it up. Don't worry. I'll put it in the private chat. 1 second. Just talk to the people.
Hello, people. You know what I'm going to do while I'm talking to people? So on August 12th, which is a ways away, but I wanted to let you guys know, and actually I'll put my camera on for this because it's important. I'm going to say something important right now. There we go. Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Zed. On August 12th on my channel, I'm doing a charity stream. And this is a charity that I think is very important. And what I'm going to do, it's a Saturday. I'm going to start at 5 o'clock and I'm going to go as long as it takes. So it could be midnight, could be 1 a.m. I'm just going to keep going and I'm going to have different guests on. Hopefully Jerry will join me for a few minutes. And what I'm going to do is everything that's donated that night is going to a charity called RAINN, RAINN. And what this charity does is what happens in the United States is when a woman is raped, they don't test the rape kit unless they have a suspect to test it against. However, as we all know, rapists are usually multiple time offenders. So what this charity does is they fund to test rape kits from underfunded police departments. And they run them through CODIS so they can find the rapists and put them away. Or a lot of times when they find them, they're already in prison so that, they're already in prison and they can match it up to them and give them more time because they're multiple time offenders or whatever. So August 12th, 5 o'clock. I know that goes up against Hez's stream, but like I said, I'm going all night. So once you're done over at Hez's stream, you can come over and join me. I'm going to see if Hez will come on after his show that night too. And I'm going to get all of these YouTubers, small, large. I'm going to invite large YouTubers. We'll see if they show up. Hopefully Sean from Actual Justice Warrior will come. I sent him an email. We'll see. But
oh man, I'm definitely going to be in that panel if you have Sean.
yeah, if you think that that's first of all, you should be on that. You should come just because, not just for Sean. By the way, I'm only having one person on.
Right.
I'm
not fanboying. Not at all.
I'm not doing a panel necessarily. I'm scheduling 20-minute time slots. So I'll have you on for 20 minutes and then 10 minutes of fundraising. And then I'll have Sean on for 20 minutes like that. So I have a couple of people already lined up. But like I said, I'm trying to get large YouTubers to come on as well as small to hopefully spread the word because it's very important. It's very important work that this charity does. And I thank God that he gave me the opportunity to have a platform with an audience where I can do something like this and give back. So that's my spiel. I'll talk to you about it offline about getting you set up for a time slot, all of that stuff. But hopefully we can raise some money for these people because they do really good work.
Text me.
All right, I will. I'm going to hit the share screen again, and then I'll have you press the button.
Oh, right.
All right, there, I did it. So yeah, you can press the button. Yeah, let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. If you'd like to come to that stream, or if you have a channel and you want to be on the show, that live stream, let me know. You guys.
I'll see if Professor Crack can get a chance to come over, and I'll ask Dummy Kruger for you.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, well, just give me I have a whole thing that I explain what's happening and everything. So just get me their contact information, their emails, or somewhere where I can message them or whatever, and I will reach out to whoever wants to come on, whoever can help me help these people, because there's women out there who their rape kits, they go through not only the traumatic experience of being assaulted, but then the traumatic experience. I don't know if you've ever had a rape kit done. That's a silly question. But it's an intrusive procedure. And to go through all that just to have it sitting in a refrigerator somewhere in some warehouse is just, it's heartbreaking to know that happens, you know?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, and not, Scotto, if I have to do spaghetti tacos, then you're putting me through trauma, okay? So I refuse, and spaghetti tacos are anarchy.
Yep. She's going to come on if I want. We have a show together now once a month, so you are definitely probably going to be on the whole time. So, all right.
Number 2 has to start her own channel too, by the way. I don't know what she's going to do it about, but she needs to start today.
We've actually, this is a little behind the scenes. Your first announcement right here. Big announcement, guys. Number 2 and I are doing a monthly program together called Many Such Cases, and it's going to be on Friday nights. We're not sure exactly if it's going to be a Friday night once a month. So
Many Such Cases.
Many Such Cases.
That's a mouthful.
It is.
Number 2.
I think this is the next scenario. I fast forwarded it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the next scenario is gonna be him disagreeing with a cop. They're gonna get into a little bit of a back and forth, but it's not really an argument, and you're gonna see how a professional handles a situation.
Okay.
All right, it's unlocked. I'm up. Thank you, 469. 455 is code 6 out of the vehicle. And 469, if you could email my fireworks explosion thing, that'd be great.
Hey, Jerry, I got to step away for 1 second, but I'll let this video play while I'm gone. I just got to refill my water.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'll take a chance to drain water.
Okay. All right. So I'll play the video.
All right. Let's do it. You guys have tape up for us, or?
Yeah, you can't go past that.
Why is that?
If it's a fire. Everybody out because there's a big fire, they wouldn't even get hurt. That's why they take it.
You guys know 495, you can't kick us out on a fire, right? Do you guys know that?
So they asked us to put it up?
FD asked?
For everybody?
It doesn't.
Okay,
No, I'm not arguing with you personally. I'm just saying, department policy, you can't set up tape at a fire.
I get that.
Okay.
If it's going to protect everybody else and from running into...
No, the public, I understand that. But if we're accredited press, 4095 subsection D says that a fire, when we go to the brush fires, they're dangerous as hell, you guys know.
Yeah, I know.
And CHP lets us go in, and the department lets us in.
Locked up, they could be a crime scene. We're trying to determine.
No, but could be and is a different. You could walk around LA. This whole place is a crime scene. Every night. So if I want to go down this sidewalk on this side.
I mean, it's all locked down right now. Unless you're a resident here, you can't go down the sidewalk.
So you're saying, as a press photographer, I'm showing my credentials. You're telling me I can't walk down this sidewalk right here.
Not at this moment.
At a fire.
Not at this moment, no.
Okay. You guys are 77th Division?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right, so let me pause the video here where this is the part that I found very interesting. Whereas when he arrived at the scene where the house fire was located, he noticed that the officers had the road taped off. Now, as normal, we've seen many fraudsters come across a situation like this, and when told by the officers that they cannot go past the tape, what do we see? We see the frauditor, the bitch in them start to come out, start whining and bitching and moaning that they have every right to do so, every right to go past that tape. They are there to gather content, and it is illegal for the officers to stop them. It is public, okay? And they feel that they can go anywhere they want. Now, again, I say, as we notice with this freelance journalist, he gave the officers respect. He did, he scrutinized, I am a journalist with credentials. You sure you're not going to let me through? And now watch what he does. And again, I say, this is the proper way of doing it. I've mentioned this in a few of my videos, whereas if you feel that you have the right to do something, and a particular employee or a law officer tells you can't do it, you're not allowed to do it, then okay, give them that respect, because I'm taking it for granted that they are following what they feel is the right thing to do. Well, the right thing is, for me, if I'm being told that I can't do something, I'm going to give them the respect and then call the higher ups, somebody higher up, and discuss my concerns with them. And that's exactly what this freelance journalist does. Something a frauditor wouldn't do.
Sarge, hey, good morning, I should say. This is Zach calling with Key News Network. How you doing? Hey, I'm out here at a fire at Broadway and 82nd, and some of your guys out here, nobody with any stripes, are telling me that this is for my safety. I'm not allowed to walk down the street at a fire. And I tried to explain to them that 495 Section D doesn't allow them to set up tape to restrict media access at a fire, but they're not, I don't think they're listening to that.
Okay, let it ride.
Okay.
They're telling me they're worried about my safety, and I'm like, well, I'm concerned for my safety too, guys, but you can't not allow media access at a fire. If it was like, a homicide scene or a shooting, I totally get it, but it's just a bullshit fire. Okay, sounds good. I'm standing by at Broadway and 82. All right, thank you. Cool.
Okay, so pause it.
Yeah, they can't.
Okay.
Okay, so what was going on is that when he arrived to this fire, they didn't allow him to walk down to either take footage of the fire or to gather information about it. They told him it was dangerous and they weren't going to let him through. And so he knows that when it's not a crime scene, it's just a fire, he can go through. But instead of belittling and getting into an argument and telling them get your supervisor and you're worthless and you're useless, instead he called their watch commander, let them know what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Let him know that he wasn't trying to get them in trouble, but he knows that he can get through on a regular fire, and he's letting the watch commander know that he's done it before and he can. And so the watch commander now, after getting that call, and very businesslike, is going to call his people and let them know that he can go ahead and pass by. And that's how it's done. Not causing a big old ruckus because you couldn't get your way. Obviously, this man has been to this millions of times, and I'm sure there have been officers that have denied him for being misinformed or whatever the case may be. But you see how he didn't continue pushing the matter. He didn't say, let me talk to your supervisor and who are you and where's the tape and all that other stuff. He just called their watch commander. And that's as easy as it is. That's as easy as it is to get something, straightened out with them.
Exactly. Very professional.
They can't restrict.
Boom, you get one cop to tell another cop he's doing you took it away too fast. I couldn't read it. I got a video about that somewhere on my channel where a state trooper gets told to shut up by a county cop. Yeah.
Ooh, I think I seen that one. But yeah, go ahead.
News No Enemy does good work over there. Go subscribe.
Strict access set of fire. They need to hear that.
Link yourself.
So we'll see. Oh no, I already talked to him. I talked to the watch commander. Yeah, you can't restrict access. I mean, I get the public. Like, trust me, I get it. But when we have press credentials, you can't keep us out of the fire. Like, it's just how it is.
It is what it is.
Learning, you know? No, it's you guys. Again, if you guys were the sheriff's department, I'd be like, but no, you guys are cool. I have a lot of friends in the department, so you guys are great. Yeah, shooting news for 12 years, man. You see the Thomas fire on the news? Remember that one? Out in Ventura? No, that was, God, the Thomas fire was like 2000, I want to say like 2017, 2016. They went all the way to the coast in Ventura. It was like a huge fire.
Were like two at the same time, like one.
Yeah, they became like the same fire. That was insane. Okay. And again, I'm not here to shit on you guys. As when we have the press credentials and it's a fire, then it's not, you know what I mean? If you go in there, listen, by all means, if you go in there and you go, oh shit, there's like a shooting or an arsonist, you get an arsonist out here, bro, fucking throw it to be like, hey, it's an arson thing, like just chill. And we're cool as hell. Like, we're not here to like shit on you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have a lot of friends in the department. So yeah, it's not normally, especially on a fire, it's not normally an issue, but it's all good. Like I said, I'm not trying to give you guys a hard time.
All right, so I'm sure most of you guys noticed and you picked up.
That's the way you got to do it. Like he did. He was very professional. He's actually a journalist.
Yes, and as you can see, has nothing to do with him. He's actually gathering content for a story. He's not there making anything about him, because why? What's the important thing?
It's
getting the information for the story. Yeah, it's not him. And this is what being a journalist is about, not what these guys pretend it is. And like I said, listen to his vocabulary, listen to the things that he says. What do these guys repeat over and over again? I'm an independent journalist. I'm an independent journalist. I'm an independent. How many times has this guy had to tell anybody that he's an independent journalist?
Not once.
He's told them a few times that he's accredited.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I've had a press pass before, and I've never had to tell somebody I'm an independent journalist or whatever. I just have my press pass if anybody asks for it. And of course it's expired now because I don't do that job anymore, but you know.
Well, yeah, and you know, like, not that I've ever been a journalist, but I've had those passes that are like, you know, where you can get in access to like CA events or like for a while I had to do security at the Staples Center where my brother works.
Yeah.
And so when I did security there, it was like I got my pass, it gave me the access that I needed to have, and there was no questioning. Once I was there, one, two days in a row, the security didn't even sweat me walking around because they knew where I belonged and everything, you know?
Exactly.
So it's one of those things where it's like these guys, they have to repeatedly say these things, and they have to repeatedly keep their mouth moving because they know that all it's about is this confrontation, and they're gonna bait people into it. And if it doesn't happen one way, it's gonna happen another way. So they just motor mouth everything, just keep going and going and going. And as you can see, this guy took his time, never got upset. He never lost his cool. Even in the situations where you had, you know, people acting violent around him, he was cool, calm, and collected. These guys ain't cool, calm, and collected because that's not what they want.
Exactly.
They don't want it.
Exactly.
So that was my point with this one. If you want to see it, it's on Familia TV. You guys should subscribe if you haven't. If I get the link for this, if Katie can find the link inside somewhere in the video, if you could post it up for the journalist, that'd be great. I'll try to post it up too once I find it. And we can move on to the next video.
All right. Geez, look at that car though. Holy cannoli.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. I want people to go search it on his channel. I don't want to show too much.
All right. Next video. Present. Press the buttons, Katie. Share. It's that one. Okay.
Okay. So
2 more, guys.
Now this is where we get to the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk about. Because, like I said, we know guys that want to bait the cops, and we know the language that they use. And we know the people who are actual professionals in the business who don't need to use that language because they're not about grifting and they're not about making a story about them. So now, this is what I like to call a lens licker. The people who go around and they talk like a certain David that we know on Hezekiah's chat, that like to make excuses for these guys, that try to make them seem like they're doing something, worth championing or even worth supporting. And so when you guys see these videos, I want you to see the language, and it's they can't deviate from the language that they're using because they're in on it. I think these channels are more devious, and I think these channels are more dangerous because they never will give you an honest take or one that's not unbiased, and 2, they're gonna clean up all the stuff that the frauder leaves, that he doesn't clean up, because they know that the frauder looks stupid. They know it. Yeah. They're gonna try to make him look good. So go.
What's funny is all we see at the beginning of this is the side profile of this driver, and he looks so much like my nephew, who happens to be News Now Enemy's son. It's kind of crazy. Like the beard, the haircut, like the whole thing. It's not him, by the way, but he looks like him.
Those just hate it when you see somebody think like it looks familiar. I hate that too. Like, oh
yeah, it looks like my nephew for sure. All right. This is not News Now Enemy's son, but if you're wondering what News Now Enemy's son looks like, that's it.
and right before you push play, just so you guys know, this is here's the deal. And for those of you who know the history of that guy, like I said, he is a frauder supporter, and he really loves his frauders, and he talks a bunch of nonsense. He doesn't know nothing about the law. He likes to pretend he does, and you're just gonna see the type of narrative he's spinning. I mean, it's so obvious.
So is he gonna be like traveling in his vessel, like the whole sovereign citizen thing?
No, this is a regular cop interaction. And when you see it, the cop interaction, it's for me, as far as like different cop stops and stuff like that, this is normal if you get stopped and you're acting the way this guy's acting. But to him, it's not normal because he hasn't been arrested in years.
Gotcha.
And for him, this is weird, So just go ahead and play.
Just so you know, once he took his sunglasses off, my nephew looks nothing like this guy. Not at all.
Yeah.
The reason I'm stopping today, Mr. Alexander, is you're going a little fast, window tint's a little too dark, okay?
The seemingly unassuming traffic stop by the friendly neighborhood cop that can escalate quickly, making you look like a full-blown criminal.
You are about to suck all the oxygen out of the air right now because you're breathing so heavy. You're so nervous. Why would you be extremely or overly nervous with me? Have you ever been arrested?
First of all, every time I get pulled over, I'm nervous because I don't have interactions with cops ever. So yes, my heart rate goes up when I get pulled over. I hardly ever get pulled over. That's why. So that's a BS excuse from the cop, by the way.
Okay.
Before, when's the last time you were arrested? Do you remember that? Anything narcotics related at all? Do you wear glasses or contacts? Are those colored contacts, or your pupils are like pinpoint?
If he is dirty, we'll end up getting him one day, I'm sure.
The officer making the stop today is Sergeant Brandon Holyfield from the Richland, Mississippi Police Department. In March 2018, Holyfield was named Officer of the Quarter by the Richland Exchange Club. Here, he's in a promotional photo shoot wrangling a gator. Let's see how he does wrangling innocent travelers.
Hello, sir. You got your driver's license insurance on you?
Yes,
It's in my pocket.
Sure, go ahead. Y'all doing all right today?
Yeah. Well, my insurance card's on my phone.
Sure, that's fine. Go ahead. Who's your insurance with?
Progressive.
Progressive. Okay.
Should say April 28, 2023.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I see that. All right. Well, look, the reason I'm stopping here today, Mr. Alexander, is you're going a little fast. Window tint's a little too dark. Okay. The speed limit's 45. I'm doing 45, and you came by me. All right. You're obviously faster than me, about 10 miles over to be in fact. So, also, your window tint's too dark. Where are you headed to today?
I'm just going. Why?
Huh?
Why do you want to know? Why?
Just conversation. Just asking where you're going. Huh?
McGee.
McGee. Okay. You coming from Madison? Is that where y'all live, up in Madison? Somebody else come over here. What's that now?
I'm making sure. Like, I live in Ridgeland.
You live in Ridgeland? Okay. Okay. All right. Sure. Well, just sit tight for me, okay? I'm tempted. This dude's just nervous as can be. I'm gonna pull him out, talk to him.
Like, I call it as I see it. In my opinion, this cop is reaching. I don't know. What do you think, Jerry?
Well, okay. The way the way I see it, I don't think that what I see is what he's talking about. But it's one of those things. Since I know what's going to happen, you know, like what's happening in the future, it's kind of going to excuse it's going to skew my opinion a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that he's running an investigation. I do believe that he's doing that. He already has it in his mind that this guy is a target that he wants to investigate.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. I have not seen this before, but the fact that he's like, oh, your pupils are, what do they say? They're small or whatever. Well, it's bright and sunny out. So of course your pupils are going to be small. And the fact that somebody's nervous by getting pulled over makes total sense because most people don't have interactions with cops. So when the cops pull you over, and I'm sure that this guy can feel the cop already has predetermined that this guy's up to something no good, which he may be, by the way. The guy may be up to something no good. But
right. And up to now, if I could say, I agree with everything that you're saying. The only thing for me would be that, you know, I have seen cops that are like him that automatically want to investigate. You know, they have their like, how would you say, their demos. They're yeah, and so when they pull over that predetermined, you know, this is normally the type of person that will have this or that, right? Mm-hmm. Then they get into that investigative mode, not thinking of what it looks like to the civilian, you know. Yeah. Like that's where I would agree that sometimes they need to like pull back the cop and be a little bit more personable, be a little bit more, you know, feel that, you know. I feel that somebody's feeling like, you know, hey, this is not normal for me either, you know. So yeah, you know, that and I can understand that, and I agree with you on that point, but you're gonna see how far the guy in this video, you know, pushes this to like something completely different.
Yeah. Okay. Let's watch. Well, let's find out what happens.
Field says he's just trying to have a conversation. Don't believe it. Don't let your guard down for a second. Cops excel at gathering evidence against you. It's their job. Instead of being out there solving or stopping real crime, Sergeant Brandon Holyfield.
Well, here's what I don't agree with, too, when he said solving real crime. This guy could be transporting tons of cocaine for all we know. So this could be a real crime. Also, traffic stops are one of the most dangerous things that cops do. They get, you know, they don't know what they're walking into. So I disagree in that regard.
Right. And who, you know, serial killers like Israel Keys got stopped for you know, for something dumb, traffic, right?
John Wayne Gacy got pulled over, and that's when they arrested him. Also, Jeffrey Dahmer. Also, there was just recently, I need to find it because I saw it in passing and I didn't put it in my Discord, but I want to cover it. There was a woman who had killed her child and got pulled over, and they found the child's body in the trunk on a traffic stop. And there's body cam footage of this. So, yeah, they could be out salving. This is real crime, buddy.
Exactly. And that's where the language is going that I want you guys to notice. It's not so much that the cop can't improve on this stop. It's just I want you to see how biased and how much he eschews this when it's not really necessary.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Is being petty with a supposedly slightly faster speed and a window tint violation.
Thank you, number 2.
He's already called for backup and subjectively determined that Ian Alexander is suspiciously nervous, which gives Holyfield a justification to have Ian step out of his vehicle.
Mr. Alexander, will you step back here and talk to me, please?
Well, he has a name badge on that he works at the Circle K as well. So it's not like he's a full-time criminal. He obviously has a job.
Right. And like I said, I think this cop gets a little too he gets a little too overzealous with the whole, like this guy's acting fidgety and not giving him the benefit of the doubt that this is not a regular thing for him.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, please, if you don't mind. You're not under arrest or anything. I just want to talk to you.
Okay. I got a concealed carry permit.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Do you have it on you? Do you have the firearm on you?
Yeah, it's in my waistband.
Okay. Just don't do me a favor. Don't reach for it. That's all I ask. Just keep your hands up there, okay? All right. So I understand it's a traffic stop. Not everybody gets stopped every day, and this can be a little uncomforting for people. I get that. Okay. My concern is that you are about to suck all the oxygen out of the air right now because you're breathing so heavy. All right, you're so nervous. So why would you be extremely or overly nervous with me for a simple traffic stop?
I mean, because I was talking and I was busy, but I didn't know I was speeding.
Okay.
So I wasn't really sure why I was getting pulled over.
Okay. Have you ever been arrested before or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay. You might have asked before. You can't get in trouble for telling me. I'm scared.
Remember? I had DUI 20 years ago.
DUI 20 years ago.
Probably about it.
Okay. All right. When's the last time you were arrested? Do you remember that?
No, it's been probably 20 years.
20 years?
Probably about
anything
1999.
Anything narcotics related at all?
No.
Do you wear glasses or contacts?
Contacts.
Okay. All right. Are those colored contacts or are your eyes always that kind of grayish, glassy, a little bit glassy?
Green eyes or whatever.
Green eyes? Okay. Are you under the influence of any narcotics or alcohol today?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, your pupils are like pinpoint, and that's why I asked. So,
I mean,
have you taken any prescriptions or anything?
You asked me why I was nervous. First of all, I didn't realize I was speeding. So did you get that on radar or?
I paced you. I was right behind you. Actually, you passed me, as I said
I mean, it's
earlier.
possible because I was talking
It's
and we
not
were
possible.
in a
It's
conversation.
fact.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have just stopped you for nothing.
Thin Blue Line member Holyfield is harassing this guy for literally nothing. Cops pull people over for nothing all the time. No crime was committed because no victim was created.
That's baloney. No victim. You can commit crime where there's no victims. Shut the front door. Come on now.
You see? Okay. Okay, and notice the language. Notice the language. Now, I didn't, like I said, you forward a lot on the Reyes video because I wanted you to get through that video. But Reyes says a lot of the stuff that he's saying here. He says, the blue line flag. He talks about the blue line gang in that video. He says how there's never a crime because he never commits. He never hurts anyone when he goes anywhere. And that's exactly the type of ideology that these guys try to convey on other situations. And this is not a frauditor. This is not a frauditor situation. But he's going to use that language, that verbiage for it can get stuck. And they'll use the same verbiage, that language, in order to get people to understand. Okay, blue line gang. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, this guy wants to hurt people and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a Thin Blue Line T-shirt. If I would have known we were playing this, I would have wore it today.
They're so dumb with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, and obviously, I'm not a back the blue no matter who person. I call out bad cops when I see them, for sure.
Absolutely. I'm so I've actually been a part of taking down a corrupt, police force here in my local city. So I seen real corruption, and it's not this. Now, can this cop use a little bit more training as far as like understanding someone else's experiences as an individual?
Yeah.
Maybe. But the other thing too is that, like I always say, cops are also not customer service agents. They have a specific job to do. Most of them have specific jobs, like say narcotics or vice, like you said earlier. And so they have to pick up certain cues, and so they're trained on them. And yeah, unfortunately, there's not a way to, like sometimes turn it off, especially when you want to be a really, really good cop.
Well,
And
I
so-
also think when there's a police officer who is a narcotics officer, everyone they see, they automatically assume, because they deal with so many narcotics cases, they could see just a random person and assign
Right,
those
right.
things to, or vice the same way. Well, if there's a
Right.
woman just walking down the street, just because you're a vice cop does not mean that she's a prostitute. She's just walking down the street,
Exactly. And that's the other part. That's the other side of it too, is that like we also tend to take a lot of things like this personally when we don't understand how many times the cop has heard, I'm not this, I'm not that, or I'm not holding this, or I'm not doing that, right? And they're absolutely lying to the cop's face, and the cop has been burned by trying to give a person the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, let's see. I have a feeling that this guy is up to no good. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had me play this video. So we'll see.
Actually,
already
the
asked-
narrator is up to no good.
Okay.
Ask this guy multiple questions that have nothing to do with the reason for the stop. Stop answering questions. Stand on your right to be silent.
I mean, I'm doing the speed limit and you passed me, so there's that. I mean, that's in my line of work, that's called a clue. When I'm doing the speed limit and you pass me.
He doesn't have to
That
be
would
a dick about
very
it.
obvious
I can't
indicator of
argue
you.
with you. I like I said, I might have been, but I don't remember. But okay.
All
And then you're saying
I
about
think
my
the shortness
tent,
is a
but
tactic.
I'm pretty sure the tent's not illegal.
Guarantee you it is. The state law is 28%, and that's a lot north of the
front or the
28%.
back?
Any window.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know.
Well, and that's common.
You're asking me why I'm nervous. That's because I was kind of upset. You're asking me where I'm going and where I live, and I don't think that I'm allowed. I don't have to answer that.
You absolutely don't. It's just casual conversation. So, do you have anything illegal in the car today?
No, like I said, I got a concealed carry permit, but other than that, I don't have nothing illegal.
Okay, so there's nothing. Would you mind if I look?
No, you may not look.
I may not look.
Unless you have a search warrant.
Okay. I don't, but
Okay.
I'm simply asking. I mean, your
I
pupils
mean,
are
I
not.
can open up the trunk, I can open the doors up, but I don't want you to go in and look through my car because I don't feel like I have to.
And you absolutely don't. I'm simply see in my line of work. What I do is I love doing this. Okay, I love working in narcotics, and you're giving off a lot of precursors that could potentially lead up to narcotics. I'm not saying that you do, and I'm not saying that you don't. If you don't have anything,
No, I don't have any narcotics.
See, he said it right there. He says, I work narcotics, and you're giving off these things for like he works narcotics. So he sees all narcotics everywhere he looks. It's like when you buy a blue car, all of a sudden, all you see is blue cars.
I don't.
I didn't say
I mean,
that
you're
you did.
foaming at the mouth. You're asking me why I'm nervous.
Now, here's some irony for you. Sergeant Holyfield says he loves working in narcotics.
Okay, I love working in narcotics.
While a Walgreens sign looms in the background. And I love that Mr. Alexander says Holyfield is
Okay, conspiracy.
Because
what does a Walgreens have to do with narcotics officers? Zero. It has zero to do with it. I don't understand the connection.
And that's exactly, and that's what I'm trying to. That's another thing I'm trying to highlight. He's conflating all of these things to try to make the officer seem much more, like tyrannical than what he really is. Right? He's trying to link up to some sort of like big pharma, conspiracy by saying, oh, with a Walgreens next to him. You know what I mean? It's like, and he knows that his audience will make that kind of a connection because they are conspiracy nuts.
I am too, but still,
I'm a conspiracy enthusiast, but I am not crazy about it.
Okay, makes sense. All right, let's get back
Because
to it.
that is the typical state agent for you. They act like addicts trying to get an ID fix, looking for that next moment where they can exert their authority over another innocent human being.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
How
Can
is
I
it
please have a witness? Do you mind coming closer? Okay.
So there's nothing illegal
Are
in
you
the
a
car.
supervisor or are you a supervisor? May I have a supervisor?
You're talking to him.
Okay. There's nothing illegal in my car whatsoever.
Would you like to see my supervisor?
I mean, what's the next step? Are
I'm just
we going
simply-
to get a ticket for speeding or what?
That's to be determined. I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm simply asking for. I don't understand why
I
you're
mean,
getting so
more
hostile
than
with
welcome
me.
because the way I'm being treated. I mean,
How are you being treated?
how do I look like I have narcotics?
I didn't
Because
say
I'm
you
a
look like
black
you had
girlfriend?
narcotics. I said you were
Is that
displaying
why?
indicators.
What are you saying? I have pupils. I'm nervous. I mean, I was upset because you're asking me where I'm going.
That was just casual conversation. So here's the
That's
deal. Look,
not
I'm not
your
going to sit here and
business where
argue.
I'm
I'm not going to argue with you. Okay, I'm simply
What do
asking
you
you a
would you
few
like
questions.
me to do? Do you want me to open the trunk? Do you want me to?
I just
look
asked if you
inside
mind
the
if I
car?
look. You don't have to. You
I
can
don't
tell me
want
no
you
all day
searching
long.
through it, but
He has one. Just be cognizant of that.
they're saying I have suspicion of narcotics or something.
Got it?
I mean, you're welcome to look. There's absolutely nothing in here.
Okay.
Absolutely
So,
nothing.
would you mind if I look in the car?
I give you the permission to view what's in my car. But
Okay,
under
here's
no
the
circumstances
thing.
are you allowed to just search my car without a search warrant. I mean,
Guys, it is not a good idea to do this. And I know why most people do. For some reason, in this internet age where we have easy access to videos like this, people still believe cops are the good guys. And because most people are good,
Cops are the good guys a majority percentage of the time. A majority percentage of the time, cops are the good guys. Who does this guy call if somebody's breaking into their house? The cops. That's who, because they're the good guys.
Oh, are they? Of course. Man, this guy will make you believe that the cops are just killers in disguise.
It's insane. I get it. There's bad cops out there. There's also bad friggin' Walmart employees, and there's bad firemen, and there's bad, trying to think of another job, architects. There's bad everything in every job. Most cops are good. Most cops got the job because they want to help people, not because they're on some authority kick or whatever.
And that would go for almost anybody in any profession, right?
Exactly.
I mean, there was a time when people thought all postal workers were crazy because one postal worker decided to go nuts, right?
Well, I mean, post workers. I mean, they are a little. I'm kidding.
I'm sorry, Thea. I tried to get your postal job, backed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
they want to convince the good guys that they have nothing to hide. But uniformed human beings typically are not the good guys.
Bullshit.
We're dealing with a class of people who believe themselves to be superior to you, as they act like you're.
Well, they're definitely superior to you, buddy. I'm superior to you, and I'm nobody. So yeah, a lot of people are superior to this guy.
Friends, they're often compiling a case against you because they're really your enemies.
There's a few different ways that I can. Probable cause, okay, which I'm just asking you for
what's
verbal
the
consent.
probable cause? Can you please explain to him what the probable cause
I didn't
was?
say there was. I
You
just
did
asked you
too.
if I could
You
look.
said I had
Look, you're just
suspicion
getting
of narcotics.
defensive with me for asking common questions. All right, I'm just doing my job. I'm doing what's called a patrol investigation. I made a stop for probable cause, which
Can
the
I
probable
please have a
cause was
witness,
speeding.
sir?
He is a witness.
Can you please come closer and listen? Okay, thank you.
He's recording. I'm recording. I know y'all are
That's
recording.
great,
That's
because
fine. That's well
I'm
within your
sure
right.
there are steps to go to the station and get copies and everything of this, because this is ridiculous.
Okay. Is this your wife, girlfriend,
This
friend?
is my fiance, my girlfriend.
Okay. Okay.
For 5 years.
Okay. Well, congratulations. I'm just asking you simple questions. All right. We'll just sit tight. I'll tell you
So
what.
I'm going 50 miles an hour.
Ma'am, would you be willing to step out and speak with me out here, please? Possibly less of aggressive as he is. That would be lovely.
Do not do this. Don't talk to these deceivers. And for goodness sake, don't let them separate you and have these private conversations. If you say something
now,
different
you
than
see,
your
here's where it starts getting in the dangerous category, okay? Because he was giving decent advice by saying you don't need to talk to them. Yes, you don't need to talk to officers if you don't want to. If you're under investigation and they tell you that you're under investigation, you can plead the fifth. Now, if they tell you in a traffic stop to get out of your vehicle, that you have to get out of your vehicle.
Yeah, it's a Terry stop. Yeah, you have to.
You can.
Terry versus Pennsylvania, is it? I can't remember the exact law, but yeah.
It's Pennsylvania versus Mims. But you have to get out of the vehicle. You have to listen to what the cop says, and that's that. What he's saying right here is wrong. He said, "Don't get out. Don't do." You know what I mean? You were okay up until the point where you said, "Don't listen to what the officer's saying." If the officer tells you to get out of the vehicle, get out of the vehicle. Now you don't need to talk to him. You don't need to entertain any of his inquiries, because obviously, if you're under investigation, you have every right to plead the fifth.
No, and I always tell people on my channel, if they ask you to do field sobriety tests, don't do that. Tell them I'll do a breathalyzer. The field sobriety tests are so subjective that I don't drink. I drink I do drink, but like at a party twice a year or something like that. I don't drink all the time. But I never drink and drive, and I would never do a field sobriety test. I would say go straight to breathalyzer, and that's it, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I've been in many situations where I've been sober and I've done the field sobriety test, and they've done like we're gonna do a breathalyzer, and I'm like, seriously? I mean, I know I can dance samba. You know, what are you saying? Like, I got 2 left feet.
Look, they're going to go to the breathalyzer either way, whether you pass the test or not. So skip the test and go straight to the breathalyzer.
Yeah, that's actually better advice than don't get out of your car and don't listen to the officer.
Do what the officer says, and just when they ask you to do the field sobriety test, say, I don't feel comfortable doing these physical tests. Please, if you bring out a breathalyzer, I'll be happy to blow in it, and leave it at that.
If anybody wants to cut that last part that she said,
the friend or significant other.
I'm just going to play this over you.
The cop will use that against you, even if everything you say isn't.
I know that this person is not the bad guy, but I want to make fun of the way she looks so bad, but I'm not going to, because she's a good guy. Terry versus Ohio. Thank you, Arvold.
Thank you, Arvold.
Agreement with your fellow traveler. Your words can be twisted.
I forgot it was Ohio because Ohio doesn't exist. So,
on the other hand, if neither of you say anything, you don't give the cops any ammunition. Holyfield has already pitted this man against his girlfriend by calling him aggressive. Now this guy's going to start cop-splaining.
Okay, so my name's Sergeant Holyfield with the Richland Police Department. The reason you remember me? Dollar General. I'm sorry, I don't remember you. Have we ever had a negative interaction before?
I just had to call you out for the time.
Okay, so when you called, did I show up and help you as best that you thought I probably could? Okay, all right. Do you have any indication of me ever being rude, ugly, too assertive, aggressive?
Not to me.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, so thank you. I appreciate that. Well, look, here's the reason for the stop today, okay? I'm doing the speed limit, 45 miles per hour. He comes past me. All right, that's an indicator that he's traveling over the posted speed limit at which I was traveling. Okay, that is called probable cause for a traffic stop, okay, in which I have done. Furthermore, the window tint on the vehicle is darker than the legal limit. So there is further probable cause for a traffic stop, okay? I'm asking simple questions. Hey, how you doing? How you mom and them? Where you coming from? Where you headed to? All right, I'm not doing this to pry into your life, to have any sort of privatized information of what you're doing. I don't care what y'all are doing.
That's not true at all. The reason they're asking these questions is because they want to get the person to talk so they can see if their speech is slurred. They are asking questions for a reason. So this cop is just lying at this point.
Right. And that's, and like I said,
they don't care. He's correct. They don't care where you're going or where you're coming from. But they're trying to get you to talk.
Exactly. And that's what I mean, is that like he is conflating, you know, like these scenarios that, like I said, the cop can do better in the sense that, you know, he could be a little bit more gentle in his approach, and he could try to, like, you know, give people a little bit more benefit of the doubt when he's doing his investigation. So we already agree on that. Now, this guy is gonna push the narrative that this is all cops, and
I don't understand why he said this cop's about to cop-splain. He's just, this woman was not there for the previous conversation, so he's just going over the information that he's not cop-splaining. Like that, he's just explaining the situation.
Yes, and that's exactly what I mean. If you listen to the language is meant to put you in a state of mind that, oh, here we go again. Here's another cop-splaining. Here's another this. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm telling you, like, it's not so much this interaction, because I think this interaction is something that can be scrutinized. I think this is the wrong person to scrutinize it, but I think it can be.
Every situation can be scrutinized. There's not going to be 100% correct or 100% incorrect in any situation ever on the face of the planet.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you. That's exactly. That's what was this subject of this video. You know, like as far as like what I wanted to get at. That's exactly it. Is that there isn't ever going to be anything that's going to run perfect. But that doesn't mean that the cop is still on one side and you're on the other side. Exactly. We are all on the same team. He's doing a job. He's going to make mistakes. And if you can empathize and understand that he's going to make mistakes, then hopefully he'll empathize and know that you can make mistakes and you guys can meet each other somewhere in the middle instead of being, always, like in a, how would you say, defensive or wanting to think that the officer is against you. Exactly. It's never that personal, and that was my point to this. You can kind of forward a little bit because the cop is going to go through his investigation. He ends up trying to get a dog, but he doesn't because there's no dog available, so he gives him a ticket.
Not here.
A little bit more. Get him to where he's giving him the ticket, because I just want you to get the last message from this guy in this video, because he basically he shows his hand towards the end by the message that he gives.
Okay, I'll put it here.
Hey, Ben. All right, Mr. Alexander. Issuing you 2 citations today, 1 for speeding, 10 over, and 1 for window tint. Give you court date of March 29th. You have on that date or up to it to pay for citations. If you pay for them prior to that date, you don't have to be in court. If you don't, you need to call ahead and let them know that you're not going to make it. They will gladly rearrange or make a payment plan if you'd rather do that. If you no call, no show, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and we're just going to pick you up. Okay? Thank
The takeaway from this video is that in the cops' estimation, you and I are guilty until we can prove our innocence. And stop talking to cops. All they're doing is data mining and collecting evidence that they plan on using against you. If you like this video, maybe you'll like some of my others. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, HighImpactFlix.
Okay, obviously we're going to ratio this guy.
HighImpactFlix.com. Do you want to...
but yeah, as you can see, he showed his hand.
Exactly.
Every cop is gonna give you this bullshit, and you can't trust them, and that's basically the narrative that these guys who defend frauditors take all the time, because they conflate everything in order to protect what they're doing. And I believe that it's all a grift that works with itself, right? The guy that's protecting the auditor is not going to go do audits himself because he thinks it's ridiculous. But what he can do is that he can highlight some bad interactions with cops, right?
Yeah.
Dress them up to look worse than what they are. And then when the frauditor gets into an interaction, he uses the same kind of lingo, the same kind of vocabulary that gets people to think, oh, right, like the cop was a dick at that highway stop. The cop is being a dick to this frauditor when he gets there. So that's the whole connection. Now, the last video is what I think is the most dangerous, and the people who have no shame whatsoever, because I think these people are absolutely ridiculous, and they are absolutely showing that all they care about is causing this conflict to continue so they can continue grifting off of people who believe this is real.
Hold on, I am Trying to queue it up. I thought I had it ready, but I did not. Oh, cancel. I'm going to press all the buttons in the correct order this time.
Press.
What's the name of this one? Cop breaks into parked. There it is. Okay. All right. Now you got to press.
Push the button, Jerry.
Okay, so you want to give us a little rundown of what this is going to be before we?
Okay, we've already seen all the other videos. Okay, we've seen the straight up confrontation, right?
Mhm.
We've seen the actual journalist and how he acts professionally in a certain situation, and then we've seen the people who spin the narrative in order to make a situation that looks kind of bad as worse as it could possibly be in order to spin the narrative.
Mhm.
Now, with all that in mind, watch this video, listen to the language, and listen to the language of the narrator. I promise you that you're going to see, not only are you going to see where she's trying to hide the way the person is acting, but you'll see who's in the wrong in the whole interaction.
All right, let's do it.
Hello, my name is Taya Graham, and welcome to the Police Accountability Report. As I always make clear, this show has a single purpose, holding the politically powerful institution of policing accountable. And to do so, we don't just focus on the bad behavior of individual cops. Instead, we examine the system that makes bad policing possible. And today, we will
Systems of
achieve that goal by
systemic
showing you
systems
this
of
video of a
racism.
cop who tried to search a man's car while it was parked and he was walking his dog. But it's what happened when the officer confronted the motorist on the road that reveals just how destructive and unfettered police power really can be. But
I hate
before we
this
get
lady
started,
already.
I want you watching to know that if you video evidence of police misconduct,
I mean, first of all, look at her with these books behind her. You don't seem smarter because you have books behind you. Like it just does not. It's not doing what you think it's doing, first of all. Secondly, could you not get glasses that fit your face better? Come on now. The color is awful. They're too small. And what's up with those eyebrows?
Get her, Katie. Get her, Katie.
email it to us privately at par@therealnews.com or reach out to me on Facebook or Twitter at Taya's Baltimore, and we might.
The amount of makeup she has on makes me think that she's a truly ugly person in real life. Like if you saw her without makeup, when you see somebody that's wearing that much makeup, it means that they need it. That's all I'm saying.
Be able to invest.
Her saying the things that she says in this video, I couldn't see any kind of redeemable quality if she was beautiful underneath.
Help our guests. And of course, you know I read your comments and appreciate them. You see those hearts down there. And we do have an accountability reports Patreon page. So if you feel inspired to donate, please do.
Nope.
Anything you can spare.
No, but if you people, I'm talking about you people in the chat right now want to donate, then Zena and Ava will both get a milk bone. So do that right now. That's it. Don't donate to this person. I almost said a bad word. Donate to the dogs. They're
I
better.
owe you a couple bad words. It's okay.
Dogs are better than people.
Is truly appreciated. Okay, we've gotten that out of the way. Now, if there is one refrain we hear from police unions and cop partisans and tough on crime politicians, it's that there just aren't enough cops.
I hate
the
her.
complaint, no matter how much we fund them, is that law enforcement is simply stretched too thin to do their jobs. Of course, if that is true, I think the video I'm about to show you now will require some explaining from the elites who demand more dollars for cops and less power for us. Because
Okay, here's my thing, Jerry. They always say defund the police because the police are doing a bad job, but wouldn't you want to, if the police truly are doing a bad job and you think that they're just horrible systems of institutional, structural, whatever, wouldn't you want to give them more money so you can train them? This defund the police because they're doing a bad job does not make any common sense at all. If you think that police are doing a bad job, you want to have police that are trained better, which means you need to give them more money for training.
Right, and hello, I don't know about anybody who's ever been an officer before, but I know that when I was just say a regular, person working at CVS, I had to go through a certain amount of training before I could even get on the cash register. So for people to be like, oh, they need some extra training, where exactly in your officer, expertise do you know exactly where the officer needs training? You haven't been out there. You haven't been out in the street. Some of these people haven't even walked outside of their door. They don't know what life is, and they're gonna go ahead and try to train an officer.
Yeah,
like
insane.
Who?
The encounter with the cop on the screen now calls into question the entire "we need more cops" mantra, a sequence of events that paints an entirely different picture than the conjured crisis of a country chronically short on law enforcement. Because if it's true, why would the officer who I'm showing now on the video do what he did here? That is, searching for a parked car in rural Nebraska next to a nature trail with no evidence of a crime. If there are too few cops, then I am all ears as to why this particular act of law enforcement is worth the precious time of the dwindling number.
Did she just say they're in rural Arkansas? You're in rural Arkansas. They got time for this. We're talking about city cops, you dumb person. Oh, did I mute it? Sorry.
On a nature trail after a hard day. There are too few cops, and I am all ears as to why this particular act of law enforcement is worth the precious time of the dwindling number of officers on the job. Now, the story starts in Plattsmouth, Nebraska. There, Bradley Connolly was walking his dog on a nature trail after a hard day at work. At the time, Connolly was building a dollar store for the town, which is why he was taking a breather and enjoying nature with his beloved dog, Rosebud. Afterwards, Bradley and Rosebud hopped into his car and headed on their way. However, he was almost immediately pulled over for a traffic stop and was surprised that the officer reached straight into his car and headed for the center console and retrieved his CBD pipe. When Bradley confronted the officer and asked the officer how he knew where the pipe was, he made a shocking discovery. Just listen.
I smelled marijuana coming from your vehicle, and that's not marijuana.
You went
sir?
in my car. No, that's CBD. But you went in my car when I was
So
over
now you know
there.
you're playing games with me.
I'm not playing games.
Yeah, because you knew.
That you went in my car, you went right to it. Yeah, you shouldn't have went in my car. Nobody gave you permission
Guess
to
what?
go in
So
my
let
car.
me explain how this works, okay?
I
Your
know.
vehicle is a rental car. It's parked in a place that it's not supposed to be.
We're on a trail.
Let me explain to you the situation. If you want to listen, I'm more than glad to
I'm
explain to you.
listening.
Okay?
I'm listening.
Like I said, you're parked in an area where you're not supposed to be parked. We just had a bunch of break-ins and cars stolen out here last
That's not
week.
me, man.
It doesn't matter if it's you. I'm explaining.
There's been a bunch of break-ins and vehicles the last week. It obviously was the cops breaking into cars. Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the thing is that there's a lot of things that they're holding back in this in the info that they're showing. But obviously the cop is not going to check the car if it's just, sitting there in a regular parked spot. It's not sitting in a parked spot. It's off the road. He abandoned it and he says he was going out for a long walk. I mean, come on. It's like the cop doesn't know if it was there like 1 minute or 2 hours. Be around your car or park it someplace where it's not going to be checked on.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying to you, your car is not registered to you. It's a rental
I'm
car and it's
here
parked in a place. I'm not going to
building a
continue to
Dollar
talk
Tree.
over you. You can stop and listen.
This should be a consensual conversation.
It should be you listen to me because I'm explaining to you the reason why we are where we are right now.
This officer revealed that he had opened his parked rental car, carried out a search without his permission or presence, and then waited for him to drive away to pull him over.
Okay. You're parked in a place where you're not supposed to be parked.
Not a crime.
I'm sorry?
That's not a crime.
Blocking the road is.
I
I
was
could have
off the
towed your
side.
vehicle.
I was off
your
the-
tires
I'm
were
glad
in the
you
roadway,
didn't.
okay?
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah,
tell
I'm
it.
glad I didn't either. I was
don't-
waiting because you know what? I'll be honest with you. I've already run you. I know you have warrants in Illinois for
That are
burglary, for burglary
unextraditable
and drugs.
out of Illinois.
See, exactly. You know all this, and
I
yet
do.
you want to play games
That's
with
why
me.
I'm
When
not
I asked you
playing
for your
games.
ID, you could have simply given me your
but I
ID
did-
and
I
we would
didn't
have been
wanna-
done.
I didn't want-
But you want to
So
argue
you
and you want
broke
to play
into my
games.
car. I'm not.
I
You
didn't
broke
break into
into
your.
my
I
car,
have a
you
right
got
to
my ID.
determine if this car is stolen and who
You
owns the
could have
vehicle.
run the plates. All that
I
other
did.
stuff is
You know
irrelevant.
what? Rental cars aren't reported stolen until 30 days after.
Now, Bradley was, of course, disturbed by the officer's action, so he did what every U.S. citizen has the right to do, and he asked the officer to legally justify the search. But how the officer responded is a troubling commentary.
That's not what's happening in this interaction. That's not what's happening.
It's
he is asking him for identification. He is trying to get this guy to justify parking his car out in a rural place where he's not supposed to park it. And this guy's indignant because he went in his car to make sure that it wasn't stolen.
Because he obviously, if he has warrants out of Illinois and he's got something he's smoking, we don't know what it is. He says it's CBD, but we don't know that for sure. There's been no test run. He's obviously up to no good.
Well, that's my expertise. There is no CBD that can be confused for marijuana. There is no CBD product that can be confused for marijuana. You've got marijuana and you've got CBD. CBD will either come in a pill form or in a kind of powdery form if you're going to smoke it, but that's a rare thing, or in like a wax paste or something like that. CBD hardly ever looks like the flower because it's actually an extraction from the flower. It's not going to be ever look like the flower. So that's bullshit. He knows it's bullshit.
I mean, I don't know anything about it, so I am an innocent angel, just so everyone's aware.
On the state of our constitutional rights at this particular moment. Just watch.
You can sit here and argue the law with me all day, but guess what? I've been a cop for over 20 years. I know what the law is.
Then you know that the warrants are unexpeditable.
All you have to do, exactly.
Yeah,
all you had to do was provide me a driver's license.
I shouldn't have to, man.
Yeah, you should.
This isn't Nazi Germany.
If you're in an area doing something
Nazi
illegal,
Germany. I wasn't doing anything illegal. I was walking my dog,
I
which
have
you saw when I
suspicion that you have a vehicle that's not registered to you. It's a rent-a-car parked illegally in an area that had break-ins last week. I have every right to do an investigation.
Listen, man, I've been
That's
up here 7 weeks building that store, man.
Right.
No trouble.
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
We're very, very good. I can't believe you went in my car. Man, it's not simple when you break into my car.
It's not breaking in,
It
sir.
is. You can't.
No, it's
You
not.
can't just go in the car.
You left the vehicle unlocked.
It doesn't
I have a right
matter.
to
No,
go
you
in your car
don't.
and determine who owns it.
anybody has the right
I
to
have
go.
a right to,
Come
no,
on, man.
I'm a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, and I'm
It's
a
difference.
citizen of the United
There's a
States.
big
Free.
difference.
Just a note, searching a car that is on a public road requires two prongs, so to speak, for it to meet the threshold of conducting it lawfully. One, the officer must have probable cause to search, and that means reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime has occurred. And two,
cars
there
parked
has-
illegally.
What?
Cars parked illegally.
Yeah, exactly.
Probable cause, reasonable articulable suspicion there.
Yep.
Has to be exigent circumstances. That means the car has to have been on a public road where someone can move it. So in this case, that means probable cause is critical to making this search lawful because the car is parked on the side street where conceivably it could drive off, which is why I want you to listen again to the officer legally justifying the search, but also take note of how once he realizes how his case is weak, he throws every theory against the wall, so to speak, to see if it sticks. Take a look.
And I'm a citizen of the United
There's
States.
a big
Free.
difference. Yeah,
Free.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly what? You can't
And you
just
want
go.
to stop arguing. Yes, I can. By law, I can determine who owns this vehicle and where it's supposed to be. Okay?
You don't have a supervisor?
I am the supervisor.
Man, you
You've
can't
done
just
something-
go into
you've
somebody.
lied to me, first off. Okay?
I did not lie
were
to
parked-
you.
I've explained this, and I'm not going to
I
continue to explain
understand
it.
what you're
You
saying.
did lie to you. I did say I smelled marijuana in your car, and you said there's no
You
marijuana.
went in
I
my
don't-
car and you found it,
I
man,
smelled
without
it
my
before.
permission. No, you didn't,
Yeah.
because I haven't
He just
smoked
admitted
it
it.
in like 2 days.
It doesn't matter. Marijuana has a distinct smell.
Does he
And I
think
smelled
the
earlier.
smell
It's
goes
on my
away in
body
2 days?
camera
It never
when I was
goes away.
looking in your vehicle for a rental agreement to determine who owned the vehicle to make sure it wasn't stolen. All
Was it
completely legal
stolen?
under the state law and under the Constitution.
Well, I'm not.
okay?
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
not.
Simple,
Okay.
plain and simple. And so this is CBD. It's not marijuana.
That's correct. That's correct.
So when it gets
I don't
tested,
believe
it's not gonna
him.
come back
That's
as marijuana.
that's absolutely
Yeah.
100% true.
Oh, really?
It-
You
look-
smelled marijuana, officer, but wasn't
Look,
the car
I
door
get-
closed? Isn't that what you admitted on?
I could tell you that he could be playing word games because in a very technical way, you could say weed is CBD because there are some CBD dominant, weed strains, but you
seem to know an awful lot of- you seem to know an awful lot about this, Jerry. I'm worried for you.
no, you don't have to be. That's been my profession for like the last 10 years.
Oh, gotcha.
But you could kind of like say that, like, hey, you know, I got this strain that has a lot of CBD
So
in it, you know,
you're a professional weed smoker. Is that what I'm hearing?
it started off as that.
You're in California. It's fine. It's legal there.
Are you trying to get the feds on me, Hunky? But you know, like I'm just saying he could be playing word games where, you know, like there are some strains that have a lot of CBD and you can say, oh yeah, that's CBD. Well, it could be a CBD dominant strain, but still the complete thing is weed. The whole, you know, plant is weed. You know, you can play word games all you want, but it's still weed.
Yeah.
Camera. So how did you smell this marijuana? I mean, had Bradley literally been smoking a bong 2 hours prior to your arrival so that the car reeked? Because your probable cause only works if you open the door, and that is before you met the
that's
not like we don't know if the window could have been opened. Like he could have left the window cracked, and he could have put his nose up to the window and smelled it. We don't know. Like it hasn't been said.
Yeah, but if you heard what the officer said, the car is illegally parked and it's a rental car.
Mm-hmm.
So since they have a procedure for rental cars, because as you heard, rental cars won't be reported stolen up to 30 days from the time that the person's supposed to check it in. They have to go through a certain procedure. So he went into the car to get the information for the rental car because he knew it was a rental car. And that's what he did. Now, as he went in to get that information, he smelled the marijuana. And that was the extra extinging, what you call it? Extinging circumstances that made him want to.
Yeah, exactly. Exigent. I know what you're talking about.
Legal threshold. So we're going to have to give you a fail on our impromptu field constitutional policing test.
Katie, you fail as a person.
I'm not going to ask you.
Thank you.
You to touch your finger to your nose or stand on one foot. I would just suggest you take some time to review a few law books. You may find it enlightening, but I digress. Now, Bradley's obvious discomfort turns into a heated discussion about the law, which the officer declares he doesn't have to explain. A curious assertion given his clear lack of understanding revealed by his haphazard and possibly illegal search. Just take a look.
Fuck you.
Why are you so worried about it?
She says possibly illegal because it wasn't illegal.
Worried, man. This is my right, man. Constant. I'm trying not to.
No, you are.
This is a constant. You should watch some of my videos, man. I highlight great officers all over the country.
Right.
I do.
Okay.
What does that matter?
Yeah, but you're not. You're acting like a tyrant right now.
You know what? Here's the situation. If your job is to drive around and try to lure officers into doing
I don't do that, bro. Because that's not
obviously
me.
You parked in a place that you shouldn't have been.
No, it's a golf course with a walk. I came back with my dog. The first thing you should have said is, "Oh, he just took his dog for a long walk."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think I'm going to take my dog to break into freaking houses? Come on.
I've seen it. Yeah.
All kinds of things happen.
Well,
my job is to investigate those.
I mean, if I wanted to look like I wasn't going to, I think I'd take my dog.
I'm sorry. Multiple houses or vehicles were broken into.
That happens
and
all over the country,
stolen.
man. I'm all over the
and that's fine. I'm glad that you're all over the country.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad that you're doing your part to be a
Can
great
I have your
citizen.
name and badge number?
Sergeant Summer, 92021.
SOMMER.
That's correct.
And you, sir?
Yeah.
Murphy, and your badge number? One more time?
92032.
Thank you.
You know, just watching the video and the officer's justification that there have been car break-ins is intriguing. Is that why he had to then break into Bradley's car? I mean, if as the officer says he is investigating the crimes, how is going through someone's car going to solve it? How is searching
He
out?
already said how. He was getting the paperwork for the rental. He said it already. Is this lady just dumb or obtuse?
I'm going to go with the second one.
Cars for a supposed criminal who's breaking into cars productive. Finally, the officer decides that contrary to the evidence, he has to entangle Bradley in the legal system by issuing him a citation. But he also, without justification, confiscated Bradley's wallet, which Bradley alleges had $2,000 in it. Money he has yet to get back. Just watch.
I call bullshit on that $2,000.
Yeah, me too. There's not a thing I believe on this guy. And why would the cop keep $2,000?
Also, why are you carrying $2,000 in cash?
Right. Yeah. Unless you stole it from somebody's house.
Yeah, or you're a drug dealer.
Or a criminal.
Yeah.
this point right here. It smells like marijuana. It appears to be marijuana.
Same thing as CBD.
Okay.
You know?
I don't use marijuana. I don't use CBD.
Well,
So
maybe
Yes,
you should
GNP.
because you're a little high strung.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Yes.
well, unfortunately, that happens when people are uncooperative.
No, I'm not uncooperative.
You are
You
absolutely
have no
uncooperative.
right
I'm
to
not
go
gonna
through my
continue.
vehicle.
I'm not
You
gonna
have
continue.
no.
Yes,
I
I
don't
do.
care if you want to
Why don't
continue
you
or not.
Google the
Why don't you
Constitution,
Google?
okay?
Man, I know.
You're good.
Oh, tell me what the First Amendment is. Yeah, because you love to put people in cages.
Sure, if you choose to be a criminal and be belligerent,
I'm not a criminal.
that's your
You're a
decision.
criminal.
That's your
You went through
He's
my car.
got warrants out of Illinois. You're absolutely a criminal, dude. You're absolutely a criminal.
While I was walking my dog.
Legally check.
No, if I leave, he's got my wallet. That's the only money I have.
Think that matters that he has your wallet?
Shut up.
But this encounter was just
That's the sign of an intelligent person. Shut up. Shut up. That's
Shut up. I don't want to take my medicine. Shit.
yeah, exactly. I'm not going to eat my green beans. Shut up.
beginning of the legal repercussions for Bradley because the officer and department contacted his employer after he posted a video exposing the illegal search. And the consequences for Bradley were devastating. And for more on that, we will be speaking to Bradley shortly. But before we do, I'm joined by our reporting partner, Stephen Janis. Stephen, thank you so much for joining me.
Tay, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
So,
I hate
Stephen,
this person
first,
too.
I know you have some breaking news about the case we reported on last week involving a former
Yeah, I
Texas
swear this guy just read the
firefighter.
script. I know they just give him a
He's
script to read. He
bogus
doesn't do any
DUI,
research or
diverse
anything.
career,
Say that again. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said this guy, the supposedly the man on the streets that they're gonna. This guy just reads a script.
No evidence of this case even existing.
Like, if
And
you're going to be a newscaster on television or whatever this is, internet, whatever, he looks like he's wearing his dad's suit, first of all, and he couldn't figure out how to brush his hair. What is happening here? Like, how do
Yeah,
you look
that's-
this disheveled and your job
Look
is
at
news anchor? Like, the
Look at that
tie.
tie knot.
The tie is not tied correctly. The top button is not buttoned. What's happening here? You couldn't iron the collar. Come on, dude, get your shit together.
They promised this guy a joint to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
he was the most reporter guy that they could find. They're like, you know what? We'll give you a joint, bro. Could you just like wear this like shirt and do this real quick?
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, blood test, whatever. They're like, no, we have
Whatever.
nothing. We've never reviewed this case. I think it's really questionable. I mean, this case was devastating for Thomas. You know, was basically run out of the fire department. You know, it turned his life upside down. And yet this case never made it to prosecutors. Let's remember, prosecutors are at check on police. They are very, very, very important to make sure that police don't file bogus charges. In this case, prosecutors haven't seen it. And I think it raises a lot of more questions about the Denton Sheriff's Office.
A lot of more questions.
Stephen, that is really disturbing.
Journalism.
Please continue to follow up on that and keep us updated. Okay, so back to Bradley. You have been reaching out to the Nebraska Police Department. How are they explaining this case?
Well, I reached out to the Plattsmouth prosecutor because I really wanted to see, how this case was processed. And he sent me a very detailed email about what happened with the charges. First of all, the charges were dropped. He would not comment on the legality of the search, but he did say nothing was used against Mr. Connolly from that search. And he also said that he disputes, or at least was not able to reach a conclusion about the $2,000 that Bradley said was missing. He says that he did an investigation. It's still ongoing, but at this point he has no evidence either way. So that's where this case stands. Certainly the prosecutors seem to take it seriously. And the prosecutor also said, there were no charges brought against him. The case was dropped. So that's pretty much where we are right now with this case.
So the officer seems to suggest that the smell of marijuana is probable cause, but using that as a pretext is facing some pushback. Can you talk about that?
If there is one statement in the probable cause that has really eroded our constitutional rights, it's the smell of marijuana. It's basically, been used as a bogus pretext for decades, and it's wreaked a lot of havoc. In our own city, we had police officers chase two young men for the smell of marijuana at 100 miles per hour and cause a fatal accident that killed 3 innocent people. So really, a lot of states,
Right,
a lot of
and that was
legal,
the cop's fault.
authorities are saying it is
Yeah.
time to end this. This is not a statement of probable cause.
Sorry,
it's
my,
absolutely irrelevant in the particular
hold
case
on
we're
a
talking about. Supposedly he's searching for cars.
My Xena cam went out, so I had to unplug it and plug it back in. So I'm trying to mess around with it while this is playing. Try to fix it.
Okay. I'm just like, are you hearing this, Katie? I'm surprised you haven't reacted to any of this.
I am. It's just like I don't know what what happened to the Xenocam. So I had to unplug it and plug it back in, and now all my wires are messed. It's a whole thing. There's a situation happening here, so I'll let it play while I fix it.
We'll do it live.
That had been rifled.
We'll do it
stolen.
live.
What the hell does marijuana have to do with that? So it's evidence not even pertaining. It is bogus, and it really erodes our rights. And a lot of states are saying stop.
And now to talk to the man who endured this invasive search and some of the lingering
Endured the
consequences
search.
for him,
Come on
I'm joined by Bradley Conley. Bradley, thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes,
I've been watching
GMK.
this since the beginning. You and Steve, I love you guys.
So first, what are we seeing at the beginning of the video? I mean, at first I didn't even realize it was a traffic stop.
If I may back up just a little bit.
Thank you for coming, Howard Star.
I built for the past 5 years. I've built Dollar Trees and Family Dollars around the country, and I built one in Plattsmouth, Nebraska, which is a small town. Her and I actually went through a tornado there during the build, but I had to come back to hang up a couple signs and do a couple things. And I'd rented a car. I drove 12 hours approximately with her. Of course, we stopped along the way and stuff. But while I was up there building the store, we always went to this rural golf course, and there was long paths and walks, and it was not in golf season, so nobody golfed. And we had got there maybe 20 minutes before dusk or so on this long drive, and I said, you know, like I always do for her, I say, hey, do you want to go to the park or golf course? Do you want to go to the park? And she gets really excited.
You want to go steal? You want to go steal things from people's houses?
There, and I actually
Yeah, really.
pulled behind somebody, and it was, like I say, there's a few neighborhoods around, but it's cornfields surround the thing. I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere. And we went on a walk, and I came back, and I got in my car, and it was completely dark when we got back.
I think I fixed it.
And I noticed when I
see that.
when I started the car, the rental car, I noticed that some lights came on in back of me, and you know, me being an advocate, I was just like, I hope that this isn't a cop. And of course, I'm following all the speed limits
because
laws, and
everybody has cherries and berries for lights.
the stop sign, I see the insignia, and he started the lights, and I pulled over, and he said, he asked me for my license.
I heard that noise. Did somebody just donate?
I wanted to know what I did wrong.
No.
So why were you?
No, guys, why aren't you donating? The dogs need another milk bone.
You initially pulled over by the officer.
I've been keeping an eye on it. That's why you could hear it.
Exact words were, when I asked him why he pulled me over, he said I was suspicious. And I was saying, I asked him, of course, is suspicion a misdemeanor or felony, and how am I being suspicious? And then he went from that to, it smells like marijuana in the car.
This guy does
Which
look suspicious.
It definitely didn't. You know, it was a rental car, and that's when they pulled me out and went into the center council. When he pulled me over, I rolled down the window. He told me,
wait. So he pulled you out and then you went into the center. So now it changed. It changed again. It changed again, Katie. You heard that?
He's the story a lot, isn't he? It's crazy.
I said, I don't think if I haven't committed a crime, I'm not going to give you my ID. And he called his backup, and that was Deputy Murphy, came up and pulled the taser at my passenger side window and told me to get out. So I got out, and I had no idea that they had went through my car. And I'm not the smartest person in the world, but
you're not convincing anybody.
Got out, and the only thing I had in the car, it was a rental car. I don't smoke marijuana in the car, CBD or anything. So I know that the car didn't smell. It was in the center console. It was a pipe.
Basically, he's like, oh, my drug pipe was in the center console wrapped up. So there's no way he could have, like, you're admitting that you had a drug pipe in your center console, dude.
And he went right to it and pulled it out. And like I say, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I thought.
You don't say.
You really don't have to affirm that.
He's been in my car.
Were you surprised to discover through your conversation that the officer had admitted to searching your car before he pulled you over?
Honestly, I was mind baffled. I couldn't believe.
Mind baffled, he says.
I mean, if I would have.
He didn't answer the question.
Car in his reasoning, which again, mind baffled. It gives me chills. It makes me so upset. He said
he didn't answer the question.
Our door unlocked. And now that
Of course, he didn't answer the question. Would you expect anything less out of this guy?
tell everybody how rural the place is. Like I wasn't even, my wallet was on the front seat with $2,000 on it. Like that's how rural the place was. I questioned him that way. And sure enough, he said he had every right to go through my car, and he'd been through my car. Like if you find a pipe in a car as an officer, you probably are going to want to search the trunk. He never looked in the trunk. You're probably going to want to search under the seats. In my presence, he never looked under the seats. So anyway, from the video,
in your presence.
Yeah, he already searched your car, buddy.
Video, you can kind of see, and I stopped at one point, went live, and I think I've tried to air that, but it's all bits and pieces. That's kind of why I wanted the dash cam footage, and I've been trying head over heels. I've spoke with the prosecutor.
Do you think your knowledge of the law helped protect you from the situation becoming?
What knowledge?
To answer your question, I think it could have went both ways, and I'll tell you why. Because the first, if I wouldn't have known my rights, I probably would have handed over my ID, and I knew I had warrants for theft of my dog right here. Long story, but you know,
he stole a dog.
Nothing. But I knew they were non-extraditable.
He stole a dog and then said it's nothing. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine if somebody stole Xena? Could you imagine? Xena, don't ever get stolen. I would be heartbroken. He stole the dog from his ex-girlfriend. That's what this guy has warrants for.
Yeah, this and
now
don't
I'm
worry,
mind baffled.
I'm mind baffled too, but I don't think Xena's dumb enough to get stolen by this guy.
No, she's a Staffordshire Terrier, which is a fancy name for pit bulls. She bite their ass.
Oh yeah, or beat this guy to give him a chest.
I could have just handed him my ID and been on the way. Maybe he probably
you could have
it, but the way he is. Now the other aspect of that is I was really angry that he went in my car and he was violating. All I wanted to do after a 12-hour drive was get to the store, finish up what I had to do, get some rest, and go back. I ended up, he stole my wallet that night. I ended up having to sleep in my car because I didn't have any way to pay for anything. So,
bullshit.
That being said, I don't like bullies, and the way I reacted isn't typically how I talk to people. I try to treat everybody with kindness and respect. And
I don't believe that for a minute.
People and things.
This guy seems like the most disrespectful person on the planet. I really doubt he treats anybody with respect.
Yeah, I doubt it too. And I think that it's really easy to play the victim, to play the narrative up without the cop here to defend himself. You know.
It's exactly. I say this all the time on my channel, but they are giving one side of the situation. This happens a lot with media, with not just mainstream media, any media. They are giving you one side of the scenario. It happens in documentaries. So anytime I come up with a case that I want to research, I am not just taking one documentary. I'm not doing a book report on somebody else's YouTube channel. I am going down and digging to the original documents, the court case or the witness statements or anything like that, so I can form my own opinion. We are not hearing from the other side of the situation at all. Not a single iota.
I really do. And I try to portray that, but with auditing cops who...
Oh, there's that word.
He mispronounced frauditing.
Yeah.
Seem to be untouchable and above the law. I something in me just gets so mad because I see them treat people. And I've been in areas where I've seen what they do because they can. And just because you can doesn't mean it's right, you know?
Why do you think the officer was so fixated on it being a rental car?
I have no idea. It's
because
really,
it was parked illegally?
That's a good question. I've never really thought of it before, so I don't have an answer that I know to be the truth. All I can say is that
that's a misdirect.
It should have been all the police in Plattsmouth. They would stop by.
They already explained, the cop explained, is that the reason why they are fixated on it being a rental car is because different rules apply to rental cars than they do for regular cars. So him acting dumb right now just shows his level of comprehension.
Right. And Katie, don't get caught up copsplaining now. No, you don't want to get caught doing that terrible thing.
Goodness gracious.
I can see me building the store. I built it with one other guy, And I got to know them. They were okay. They watched my tools and my equipment. So it was really, really odd to me that I don't know why. You know, had he just been doing his job, and I have no problem with him running. He sees a car there, running the plates.
He does have a problem with this guy doing his job.
You know? But when he broke into it and then ran my license and all that good stuff, that really irritated me. There's no burglary tools. There's
Your face really irritates me.
It's a dog with a leash and a guy coming back walking, you know, on a trail.
What normal person says, there was no burglary tool. I don't even think about burglary tools. There's not burglaring houses.
Exactly. Exactly.
I have to admit, this does seem a bit like what some people call a fishing expedition.
I know exactly what you mean. And
yeah, what you guys are doing.
If you watch the entire video, I told them that's all the money I had on me. I had $2,000 in it. Well, when they released me, I took off, obviously, you know, and then I realized that they never gave me my wallet.
Jerry, if you had $2,000 in cash just in your wallet and you get detained or whatever, they take your wallet. Is that not the first thing you'd be checking? First of all, I'd be nervous carrying around $2,000 in cash because that's a weird amount of money to be just carrying around for pockets of money. Like I never have, even if I'm going to somewhere where I have to have cash, I don't have more than $200 on me in that situation. Like let's say I'm going to a festival or something where I know I'm going to have cash. No more than $200. $2,000. He's just walking around with on a dark trail at night with a dog that's not even like a German Shepherd or a pit bull or something. It's a little dog.
Yeah, in a rural area that they already admitted is a rural area, you know, and he's going out for a long walk, by the way, with his $2,000 either inside the car or in his wallet. It's bullshit, no matter which way you try to spin that, because I don't care who you are. Even if you had only $50, you'd be thinking about that.
Exactly.
$2,000?
Exactly. Yep. Oh, why didn't it play?
My money back. So it was 2 miles up the road, and I called dispatch, the sheriff's office.
It was 2 miles up the road, so he could stash that $2,000 if he had it somewhere, and then go back and say, "Oh, where's my $2,000?" Or he just never had $2,000 to start with. Which I want to say maybe he did, because I'm sure there's a record, they take a record of what you have. But he left and came back because that money was there, or it was never was there at all.
Yeah, or it could have been something that he found in somebody's house on his long walk that he had to throw because it would have implemented him in a robbery.
True. They didn't find burglary tools in his car because he had them on him.
Hey, they never gave me my wallet back, and they told me, mind you, 2 miles, 2 minutes, it's 15 minutes to the police station. They told me it was in the property. I could get it tomorrow. And that's when I went in live, and they told me that the property officer wasn't there.
Did you say he lied?
So a month later, they sent
No, he said he went live. Like he went live on Facebook or something. I don't know, wherever.
He went to go lie.
back my wallet without my money in it. So they stole my $2,000, and that's all on video too.
Let's take a poll in the chat. 1, if you think this guy had $2,000 stolen from him. 2 in the chat, if you think that there was never $2,000. That's just a fabrication. He never had it. 3 in the chat if you think he had $2,000 and he went and stashed it and then said he never got it back. So 1, there was just never $2,000. 2, I forgot what I said now. What was 2?
Yeah, no, I think 1 was he had it. 2 is
2, yeah. Okay, so he had it. 2 is that he never had it at all, and then 3 is he went and stashed it somewhere.
Stashed it, yeah.
How has posting this encounter impacted you? I mean, it did cost you your job.
Well, it's affected many nights of sleep. I have made countless calls to the prosecutor's office. Countless calls.
Oh, he's crying. Oh, poor baby.
And he called my work, Southwestern Services, who gets the contract.
How many times do I have to poke his eyes just to get him a little bit watery?
Yeah, he's pulling out his pubes with a tweezer right now to get his eyes watery.
I don't know what he said. It was never
like, come on, man. So like, come on, just think about your dead pet rat. That'll make you cry.
And apparently there wasn't one. but they told me that I could no longer work for them because of the video.
Because you're a piece of shit.
And I told them, my response was, I did nothing wrong. I didn't commit any kind of crime.
No, you
I
never
actually
do nothing
highlighted Dollar
wrong.
Tree and Family Dollar, and I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it for 5 years. I've built maybe.
All right. He admitted, by the way, the chat all agrees too, was the answer to that, except for Danny. Danny disagrees. Danny thinks that there just was never 2000 that he didn't get it back. Here's the thing. They said he lost his job because of the video. Now, did he lose his job because of the video because he admitted being a felon out of Illinois in the video, or did he lose his job because of the interaction? If I had to guess, if he lost his job because of the video, air quotes, it's because in the video he admitted being a felon out of Illinois. He's like,
yeah, I would say it's because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I can guarantee you that this idiot probably posted the video at first thinking, "Oh, here comes my lawsuit. Here comes my go away money," right? Because they always do this. They always post their evidence thinking that they're in the right because they know the law, right? And then when it gets thrown back in their face, it's like, "Oh, woe is me. I didn't know what I was doing. Oh."
Yeah, I'd also like to say, look at these twinkle lights he has on behind him. I mean, who would have twinkle lights on behind them in a video? Why would you have twinkle lights on? Sorry, I just wanted to point that out. But he's a man and he's got purple twinkle lights behind him. Come on now.
He's a man. That's kind of far-fetched, but okay.
I have twinkle lights because I'm not a man.
By myself, ground up. I hired a few people to help me along the way, but I know them backwards and forwards. And then I practically don't even need the plans. So anyways, to answer your question, they told me that I could no longer work for them.
Okay, so the officer referred to a warrant. What was the warrant for?
So the warrants are, there's two. I was building a store in Iowa.
And stole a dog.
I had a passenger and he had 4 grams of marijuana on my center console. We were actually worked so long that we slept all day. And I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person, and I'm not saying that I smoke or don't smoke marijuana, but I've never done another drug in my entire life.
Bullshit.
So it's not like I'm out there committing crimes for drugs. I was in the parking lot that I was building.
No, you commit crimes to get money to buy drugs.
That I hired. And he came up on us, and I'm not one to tell on anybody. And they were asking us. So they did a walkthrough, 4 grams, a walkthrough in jail. And I told them, I'd never be back in Iowa. Forget it, right? What's in Iowa, Beans? So anyways, the other one is my dog that I've had since a baby.
Oh God, you could forward him. You could forward him. Just we can get to the end of this because I'm like,
Wait, I want to hear about this dog thing. Hold on one second, and then I'll forward it. I want to hear about how he stole this dog. Give me 1 second.
Iowa, forget it, right? What's in Iowa, Beans? So anyways, the other one is my dog that I've had since a baby, supposedly, allegedly was taking, and it's a long story, but to make a long story short, my ex of 3.5 years tried to take my dog from me, and it's the love of my life. So that didn't happen. So I have 2 warrants, felony warrants with a $75,000 bond out of, but they're unextraditable as of present, and as they were out of Illinois.
Okay, so there's a record of whose dog it is, and the way they determine the record is who's paying for the vet bills. Like if you don't have your dog registered, if it's not like an AKC registered, whatever, like Xena and Ava, it goes by who's paying the bills. So what it sounds like to me is his ex-girlfriend was paying for that dog, was paying for the dog's medical care, or was the person on the adoption papers. So just because he said he had the dog since it was a puppy doesn't mean she did not also have the dog as a puppy. And she was obviously the one on paper whose dog it was. If he's
I think that He probably used to break into her house, and since the dog was brought there to like fight him off, but ended up being his friend, she's just like, take the damn dog.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Look at how sad my dogs look not having any milk bones right now. All right, do you want me to go? Is there something at the end you wanted to see on this video?
Yeah, just to hear her diatribe. Trust me. I hate to put you guys through this, but I hope that anybody who stumbles on this, like this live, can see that the end game of all of this is for me to show you guys people like this. And if you notice, this video is marked as a fundraiser. Okay, a fundraiser.
Insane. To get his $2,000 that he never had back.
Yeah, exactly. So it's my way of highlighting these people who are just going and playing into this this narrative that the cops are always evil, that they're always going to come in and try to take from you, that they have nothing to do but to just go ahead and harass people all day every day. And that's the narrative that the frauditors play up. So if you look at all of the wording, all of the vocabulary, everything that they're saying, they all talk the same way. They all say the same things. They never have anything original to say. They just want to make you feel like it's the same thing over and over again. So all it is the same vocabulary over and over and over again. From the most dumbest person who looks for confrontation, Reyes, to the most evasive, and I would say, like I said, most manipulative people, and people like this lady right here. She is gonna make it seem like it's one way, but it's not, and that's what I want people to open their eyes to,
Just so you guys know, we're almost done for this stream today. This is the last video. So if you do want to get those donations in to buy Xena and Ava a milk bone, do that now, because we're going to be done here pretty soon.
And I appreciate everybody that's donated today, and all of the donations that are going in today for the milk bones are going straight to my Tech Up fund. I got my Tech Up campaign, where anything that comes in on my live streams, on Professor Crack's live streams, is going to my Tech Up campaign, where I'm trying to get tech to make better videos for you guys.
And let me know when you're ready to look at tech stuff, because I've gone through it recently, so I know what you need, what you don't need, stuff like that. So just offline or whatever, get with me on that.
Yeah, and I gotta set a goal for it. But thanks to all of your guys' donations up to this point, my Tech Up campaign is at 225.
Awesome. All right, let's hear what this lady with the brown glasses has to say.
That I'm sure police partisans are soon going to squawk about in the comment section after they watch the show. It's the off-cited but nevertheless unchallenged assertion that the right to search a car is simply a legal question. And so long as police can conjure, and notice I'm using a very specific word here, a reasonable articulable suspicion, they should be able to search when and wherever they please. What usually accompanies that argument is this addendum. Why should you have a problem with a search if you have nothing to hide? What's the big issue with cops doing their job? I mean, aren't you always calling them out for not solving cases? I mean, why are you making such a big deal about constitutional rights when you should be more concerned about crime? Well, besides the fact that we've had several cops here in my hometown, Baltimore, caught on their own body camera planting drugs, I think we need to consider for a moment just how the system, so to speak, only amplifies bad policing, not just by abusing search powers, but turning those illegal searches into the life-altering stigma of criminality that happens all too often. How the system created to ensure cops don't overstep and the innocent aren't unjustly charged has been warped by our culture of indiscriminate guilt. So what do I mean? Well, consider this recent ruling by the Massachusetts Supreme Court regarding the misuse and withholding of evidence by the state police over a faulty breathalyzer test, a case that could lead to the possible dismissal of over 27,000 convictions. That's right, convictions. The case focuses on the fact that a common breathalyzer machine, the Draeger Alcotest 9510 breathalyzer, which the state police crime lab determined could produce false positives when not calibrated correctly, was still used, despite the evidence.
When
In fact,
not calibrated correctly.
Yeah, listen to the caveats she threw in there, guys. Listen to the words that she's actually saying. Any kind of machinery has to be calibrated. From a car wash spraying the water out at the correct velocity to a breathalyzer test. Every single thing that's equipment like that needs to be calibrated.
Yeah, this is exactly what I mean, is that like how I told you that here's the deal. That guy, he conflates things so that the cops look like your enemies. She takes information and rattles around the words so that it sounds like things are fitting her narrative. And it's so manipulative. It's so gaslighty. It's like this is the worst of the worst right here.
Exactly.
Like it is the worst of the worst. And I want people to hear the language, hear how she's using it, and then just pay attention to how people talk to you, because that's the real right there. People who don't need to bullshit you don't have to go around the block 4 times to get to one area. They will go straight in a straight line and tell you the information that you need, and they'll give it to you as it comes. They're not gonna have to do all this walking around, dancing, and playing word games. And this is the important thing about this whole stream, is that like I said, I showed you guys the dumbest of the dumb, the guy that thinks he's charming or whatever, but obviously is creating a confrontation. And now I'm showing you the person who is going to be manipulative and is going to play with all the words.
Yeah. 2017, a representative of the company that made the machines said that of the 400 they tested in the state, none were correctly calibrated and thus capable of flagging false positives. Fair enough. No machine is perfect. And certainly if the lab quickly and appropriately revealed the problem, the state could have fixed the problem and perhaps procured a different device. But that's not what happened. Not hardly. The state continued to use the machines despite the fact that the concerns have been raised publicly and were found to be factual. Instead, thousands of people had to live with convictions for a
Nobody
serious
says
crime,
that these
despite
things
the
ain't
real
faulty.
potential of tainted evidence.
What are
That
you
is,
talking about,
until the
lady?
Exactly. Exactly. Jerry knows what's up, which is why you all should subscribe to his channel and hit the like button. Jerry knows what's up.
Recent state Supreme Court decision giving every single person convicted the right to ask for a new trial. This is an unusually sweeping case, but it didn't happen because the state
Everybody has a right to
imposed
appeal.
harsh sentences on innocent drivers asked for it. No, this all occurred because one of the victims of a false conviction sued. And that case was finally decided last month. In that decision, the court called the state's actions egregious government misconduct, which is why the court made the sweeping decision to allow anyone, meaning 27,000 people, to ask for the new chance to prove their innocence. Now, I want you to think about that
Okay.
number in relation to Bradley's case, or to
It
the
doesn't
case
mean that
we
all
just updated,
27,000
Thomas,
cases
the
are
Texas
exactly like
firefighter,
that one.
falsely charged with a DUI.
Exactly.
How
Yeah, she takes one case and then conflates it out to cover every single interaction with a law enforcement officer ever.
sweeping and consequential the impact of a decision to ignore the flaws in the machines was for the people who were victimized by it. How many lives were turned upside down or thrown into chaos and otherwise destroyed by this inexplicable decision to ignore the facts? How many licenses were revoked, jobs lost, and opportunities cast aside because the state simply chose to ignore evidence? It's kind
And
of
how many of all that stuff
cavalier
happened because
attitude
people
towards
decided to drink and drive?
Yeah, I would rather have cops pulling people over that are not drunk and checking on it than them letting drunk drivers go and them killing myself or a family member.
It's so funny how like how she uses that same alignment of words that could mean so many other things, that she uses it in the most gaslighty way. I just like I can't stand her, but I want people to hear how she uses that language. It's important for you to understand how they use that language, and then you're gonna hear it on people who follow like cop baiters and frauditors. They use that same language, so they'll use it against you. So whenever you're debating these people, whenever you're in an argument with them, tell them to get out of their script, and you'll see that they don't want to get away from it. They won't know how to protect themselves. And this is really what this is all about, is for you guys to have that kind of like that kind of tool to attack back at these people who are going to dogpile you. And I go to a bunch of streams where I see officers being just dogpiled on, and it's nowhere near the interactions that we've seen, like just dogpiled on. And the minute you say something, it's bootlicker, and they don't want to hear anything you have to say. But if you talk to them in facts, you just see them just go away one by one because they don't have anything else to say. But they're carrying a chip on their shoulder for police, and that's the truth. That's the truth about all these people.
What's
Except for
crazy
maybe,
is,
Go ahead.
you've been in my live streams before, and I wouldn't consider myself a bootlicker. I call it like I see it, obviously. But I did one video about chili, and if you go into the comments of that, you should hear the names I'm being called in there. They obviously have never watched any of my content except for that one, like 10-minute or 20-minute, whatever it is, commentary on Chili being an idiot because Chili was being an idiot. And they're calling me like just all, terrible things. So, it's just dumb. It's just stupidity.
Right. And that's my whole point. And this is where my channel is this is where I get to my mission statement for my channel, just so everybody knows. My thing has always been to see things in everybody's position. I don't just take a position because I said today this is the position I want to take. It's because I looked and I saw from every single which way, which I think is the one that makes the most sense. And so I want everybody to see things that way. We're not gonna, agree every single time. I'm not gonna agree with you. You're not gonna agree with me every single time, right? But
Absolutely.
the point is that we're looking at things for what they are and not for what we want them to be, or how we politicize them because we want something to be pushed ahead that is gonna help us and no one else.
Yeah.
And I'm just tired of everybody thinking what's in it for me, when that's not how we started this nation. We didn't start it with what's in it for me. We started it for what's in it for the people. And that's how I want people to see things. That's it. Stop listening to these people who have agendas that are, for themselves and nobody else. Because this lady right here, for as much as she wants to look like she cares, the only thing she cares about is the money that's coming into her pocket. And
absolutely.
And she's shameless about it too, because she sits there and smiles and acts like she's like a regular person, but she wouldn't give anybody the time of day.
If she thought there was more money on the other side, she would be talking about the other side.
Definitely.
Of our massive law enforcement industrial complex, a diffidence to the
Buzzwords.
truth, which I think can
She's
only be
using
countenanced by
buzzwords.
people who are simply
Thank you, Joe
immune to
Bailey.
it.
Father.
Meaning only the elites cosseted from the law could simply stand by while thousands of people suffered. And that's kind of what you have to conclude when you attempt to understand the cruel indifference of the people who made the decision to allow innocent people to go to jail. That's right. And it was not elected officials or anyone in power who felt compelled to act in defense of the innocent. It was not a governor or a state legislator or anyone with the ability to intervene who defended people unjustly accused. It was solely up to a victim of their malfeasance to take up the defense of the people wrongly accused. Someone who had to hire lawyers and battle the case all the way up to the state's highest court. That's why I think it's important to remember that when we see videos like Bradley's, to put them into the proper context, that we remember the larger and broader injustices when we analyze how these same forces bear down on smaller but no less insignificant cases like the one we reported on today.
Her voice is grating, Jerry.
Yeah. I know. And like I said, you can go ahead and cut it whenever you want. I pretty much made my point, and you're full of shit because, and I'm not talking about you, Katie. I'm talking about her because you know what? Yeah,
I'm full of shit too.
Well, we all gotta go sometimes. No, but, as far as concentrating on the big picture, we can concentrate on the big picture. By concentrating on the big picture, we don't have to look at idiots that go and break the law and do stupid things, that put up their video and get themselves fired from work, to go ahead and look at the big picture. There's already the big picture. Let's look at it. God, it's so stupid to waste time and to talk to people like this guy who obviously is a criminal and obviously is doing bad things, and you know what, doesn't want to take any responsibility, and you want to back him up just because it'll help your little stupid narrative just long enough for you to get another grift.
Exactly. When she's talking about innocence, like people going to jail unjustly, whatever, I've looked into these cases. There's several on my channel where I've looked into these innocence fraud cases where people like Kim Kardashian are trying to get these obviously guilty murderers out of prison. And it's just insane when you start digging down into the paperwork. Adnan Syed, totally guilty. Kevin Keith, Kevin Cooper, all of these videos or live streams are on my channel. Go look into them. When you start looking at the facts of the case and you look at both sides, which I was talking about earlier, they're giving you one side of the story. They're not giving you the prosecution side and the defense's side and letting you decide what's right and what's wrong. They're giving you just the defense's side of the story. That's exactly what this woman is doing. And I think that's why she's so grating on me, because I've seen it so many times on my channel. All right, let's listen to one more minute of her and then we'll cut it. I want to hear what her point is, you know.
Yeah, she hasn't made one thus far, as far as I'm concerned.
Of entitlement and immunity that prompted that Nebraska cop to illegally search Bradley's car and confiscate his wallet is similar to the callous indifference of the Massachusetts State Police. I think the sense of careless impunity exhibited by that individual cop is really part of a larger process that allows an entire state to put innocent people in handcuffs. It's all about that intangible but potent power of unconstitutional entitlement. The idea that
all right, I've had enough.
I am the law, not representing
I've had enough, Jerry. I can't do it anymore. Don't make
Absolutely.
me listen.
I think, yeah, I'm done too. I made my point. My point is made. And like I said, for anybody who stumbles upon this stream, if you start from the beginning to this point, God bless you, first of all, because that's 3 hours. But
I've seen several people in the chat that have been here the whole time. Scotto, News Now Enemy. Number 2 was here and left and came back, which is amazing. She loves
I love
us
you.
so much.
Love you guys.
Smith W is like my favorite subscriber right now because, like I was saying about Greg before, he also contributes a lot to the chat. So I'm glad to see you here as well, Smith W.
Yeah, and I just got to say that I love you guys for making it this far, and for anybody else that's made it this far. But understand that this stream, I was inspired to bring up this stream because this lady, when she was talking, I almost felt like throwing up. But you see, it's because of people like this that there are people who do stupid things, because she sits behind books. She wears stupid glasses and she says the things that she says, and it feels good to those people who have that chip on their shoulder. It feels good to those people who, are burglarizing houses and doing dumb things because they say, here's somebody on my side and it sounds good. But don't ever think because things sound good that is what is supposed to be going on or what's right. You have to listen to the words people are saying. The people who want to spin a narrative use the same words. And if you listen to every single video that we've seen, you'll see that the people who want to spin a narrative and who want to make you believe something that's not happening will say certain things that they all repeat. The one person in the whole video that was truthful never repeated one word. And the only time he had to assert himself, he still gave way to the officer because he knows that fighting it at the street doesn't make a difference. They have the authority until somebody over them tells them not to.
Precisely. Well said.
Well, I appreciate you, Katie. Said, wow, I can't believe you made it this far with me. I owe you a big one.
Is I have I have the day off, and my husband does not get normal holidays off. So it's a good, anytime there's a holiday, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, whatever the holiday is, it's a good time to hit me up because usually he's at work and I'm sitting around doing nothing. Speaking of, I have a video. I'm going to stream in about an hour from now, surprise stream. I have a video that I put out just for my members. That's just audio of a 911 call, but I want to talk about it. So I'm going to do that here. I need to take a break because I've been on for 3 hours. So I'm going to take a little break and then I'm going to come back on my channel live in just a little bit. I'll set up the stream right now and share it out on the social media platforms. It's not going to be a long one, like I said, but it's something that I really want to talk about and I want to do it today.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if I'm joining.
Hopefully you can join me in the live chat over there, Jerry.
Yeah, I'll see. Yeah, I got to check it out. But yeah, I'll check you out. Thank you everybody for showing up. This was everything I expected it to be, and I really, Katie, I owe you a big one. So trust me, I got you if you need me, and everybody else. I'll see you guys around. I think I'm gonna probably be on Nader's live later. I'm not sure. I gotta talk to him, but I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys around in the chat and stuff. So thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for the support you guys have shown me. And I promise that we get my campaign to get the tech up, and I'm gonna bring you guys good videos. I promise you quality. That's all I want to do is bring quality.
I want to thank everybody who donated for to the Buy Xena and Ava Milkbone Fund today. I really appreciate it, and they really appreciate it. So thanks so much, guys.
Bye, and thank you, Xena. And
yeah, thanks, Jerry, for having me on and letting me plug my channel 8 times while I've been here. So I appreciate it. I think that I make good content. People don't they don't know who I am because I'm so small. So I think when people see it, they seem to like it. So I just need more people to see it,
I'm with you. I think I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat.
Well, and that's why, Jerry, honestly, I think that you have really good thoughts and you're really good at conveying your thoughts. So I know when I was very small, had a couple hundred subscribers, there was big YouTubers that reached their hand down to pull me up. So I'm going to do that. When I see people that are doing good work that have small audiences, I've pledged myself to do the same thing for them. And you're one of those people. You're really good. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate the kind words. They're humbling.
All right, end the show.
This is the end of the show, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.